The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, November 8th, 2021, and today's sports show begins right now. Yeah! More specifically, the sport of football, more specifically American football, because yesterday on an NFL Sunday that was absolutely absurd and insane, where the underdogs became alphas 5 times. Whew. And teams that we never thought could lose lost to teams that we never thought would win, and it was absolute absurdity. But today, while you watch along at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, we're going to have to talk about everything that happened in the NFL. Everything.
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything. And one of those things is Aaron Rodgers did not play for the Green Bay Packers yesterday.
No, he didn't.
At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, Tone Diggs is here, the host of Hammer Dahn, which airs 15 minutes after this show ends every Monday through Friday at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. That Chiefs-Packers game is going to be quite a conversation piece for the time going forward, because whenever we get to the offseason, where there is potentially no guaranteed money left for Aaron Rodgers, and we all know what happened this past offseason with Aaron Rodgers, and I think more than anybody else what happened to Aaron Rodgers this past weekend on the internet.
Yeah.
It was hot. It was hot. It was hot in the kitchen of the internet. And, I had a lot of people questioning my credibility out there.
What?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I had a lot of people questioning the way I go about doing what I do, and I completely understand that. And I guess I was supposed to at certain points in those conversations. And I mean, he had a prepared speech to answer what everybody had been saying about him and the situation in a pretty one-sided affair, I think, and mostly because Aaron didn't speak to anybody, right? He hadn't spoken to anybody, so I guess whenever he came on, he said, listen, I'm going to come correct. He had pages of notes. And I feel like I did ask some follow-up, hey, there's going to be people that say this, and there's going to be people that say this, and all that stuff. But it was literally an opportunity to hear what Aaron Rodgers was thinking about the entire situation, and that led to one thing to another. And, it's our guy! Fuck that guy! I mean, that was all weekend. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people saying that I potentially should have, pressured him with more questions or whatever. Well, the only reason we're in this situation is because whenever he said he was immunized, none of the people that went to, school and all these people that aren't getting any, by the way, I think those people were even questioning me for some of the stuff that I had in that whole world. I didn't ask enough tough follow-ups. Well, if that happened then, we wouldn't even be in this situation, but we're in this situation. Now that we're in it, it is hot. I mean, it is a hot situation. Now, I didn't let it affect me that much, to be honest. I just decided that everybody pretty much knows when they're watching that clip that the guy in the tank top on the left side of the screen, probably Stitch. Okay?
Sure.
Which is accurate when it comes to things like what we had been talking about in that situation. Like, I did not have a 500-page report. I am vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
But I am also a guy that would like to hear people's thoughts. I like to hear people's reasons behind things. And I think the reason why I like to do that is because I'm naturally a curious person. But also I've been very lucky to get to meet so many different people and types of people from, all walks of life, all socioeconomic status, literally all of them, from every part of the country, every single sexuality, everything. I've gotten an opportunity in this incredibly lucky life to meet a lot of people. And since I'm naturally curious, and I think I kind of have the aura of welcoming, I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people. It is probably the coolest thing that I wish upon, like, my kid if I ever have it. If I ever have a kid someday. Hopefully, my wife and I will be able to have a kid, but I hope that is something that my kid gets to experience because it is enlightening. It is awesome. I've traveled. I've gotten a chance to go to 5 of the 7 continents, I think. I've gotten a chance to meet a lot of people from all over. And if you're a natural conversationalist, which I think I am, even if there's a language barrier, I try to figure it out. Once you start learning about people, you quickly realize oh, that's why that person feels this way about this particular item. And then you meet somebody from over here, and it's oh, it makes sense that you feel that way about that because this is what you have gone through in your life. And that's all. I would have never thought about that. That's really cool. And then that is kind of how I have become, I think, I think I'm kind of a unifier. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I have friends all over the map. I feel like I have a lot of relationships, and I think a lot of people view this show as a place to kind of just come and get away from all that shit. So I like to think that the reason why Aaron came on the show to say his side is because I do believe that we are a natural. I would like to hear why, and then once you find out why, you either go, that's fucking stupid, or it's okay, that makes sense, but at least you get a chance to hear why and how, the fact that he was allergic to 2, and then his research and 500-page report, and then obviously everybody said that he consulted with Dr. Joe Rogan.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
Joe Rogan, not a doctor, by the way. I don't want to spew any misinformation. But there was a couple parts of that conversation that people were just leaving out whenever they were judging the entire conversation, like him saying about his medical team that he had, and then also following up to potentially chat with Joe Rogan as a consultant, and they got latched onto that. But I knew, wow, Aaron said Joe Rogan, I knew immediately upon him saying Joe, because in my head, I was actually thinking this sounds like a guy who has a lot of money, a lot of access to a lot of things, a lot of research is probably being done. I say, this kind of sounds like, while he was talking, I was like, this kind of seems like the Rogan, this kind of sounds from the same angle. And then I thought to myself, if he says Joe Rogan's name, if he says Joe Rogan's name, everybody, this is going to be big. Because the mere mention of Joe Rogan's name, it goes. Now, he chooses for that to happen. He dives right into the politics world. So he got to do that. But as somebody who observes, reports, lives on the internet, in my head, I'm thinking to myself, actually, people saw it. And I'm thinking, if he says Rogan's name right now, the whole place is going to go bananas. And then it was a half a beat later.
Yeah.
I've even got a chance to chat with my now friend Joe Rogan. I
Yep.
almost lost it. I did ask some follow-ups, by the way, though. I asked some follow-ups about what his medical team did. He said he didn't want to get into that, and I don't know if that's because he doesn't know it as thoroughly or if he doesn't want that to be portrayed as the right answer, which I think is how we got to this entire point to begin with, where Aaron, we all have brains. He does as well. When he said, I'm immunized or whatever, he was definitely trying to get out of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
He even said, if they would have followed up, I would have told him. But in that time, it felt like everybody was kind of chasing who was vaccinated, who wasn't vaccinated. Well, let's go ahead and make sure everybody knows there was different rules for this entire thing. And I think he definitely, tried to skirt or he tried to get out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
He tried to win that moment, I think. Now, I don't know if he openly said that in the conversation, but I think we all with the brain say it. But I honestly believe he did that because he legitimately thought, I don't want to have to be the guy fucking talking for this. This is just how I feel. I don't want to be the guy that has to every single day tell why I feel, how I feel. If you remember Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, they had to come out and talk about it like 4 or 5 times. Imagine if it was Aaron Rodgers. I just had Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins, who are only known basically in a small, if Aaron Rodgers is now not this, he becomes the face of it. I think he knew he was going to have to become the poster boy for it, which he is right now, by the way. But I think that is why he potentially misled, which I think he alluded to. So I guess I could have pressured him a little bit more on that, but I think it was because of hey, I don't want to have to be the one talking for this every single day. But just because I feel a certain way about it doesn't mean everybody, which is the bodily autonomy thing. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, there have been a lot of incredibly intelligent people that I have a lot of respect for. And once again, this goes back to me getting a chance to chat with a lot of different people with a lot of different backgrounds. And a lot of people I have a lot of respect for actually don't necessarily agree on everything, which is in their world, which is crazy. But a lot of people said that we allowed him to spew misinformation and everything like that. For that, I apologize. Because I don't know what the fuck the misinformation is.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I honestly wish I did. I don't know enough about that. And it wasn't me saying it. It was Aaron answering what has been attacking him for the last 3 days. I feel like he had the right to defend himself. If I did not get the key points about the misinformation, I would like to let everybody know. I apologize, but also I think a big part of his message was like, you should be doing this research yourself to find out what's best for your body. So if our platform potentially enabled that, isn't that an overall positive? Because then people will learn that the vaccine's good for them. More people will get vaccinated. Here's the stats, here's the numbers, boom, as long as people looked into it. Then there might be some more people who decide, like, okay, because Aaron Rodgers told me to look into it, I did look into it. I'm potentially allergic to the same thing, looking to do the same thing. Maybe it's right for me, like it was right for Aaron to not do it. But anyways, what I'm saying with all this is, overall positive, lot of negative.
A
lot of negative. And I do apologize for potentially not hammering home the science and stats like I should have, I guess a lot of people are saying. But also, there's no way you were thinking that that's what I was going to do. Like, there's no way anybody had that as the expectation. And I appreciate and respect everybody afterwards, you know, thinking that that is what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for that, I am humbled. Okay, I am incredibly humbled that you can look at that screen and you can see what I do, which I'm very lucky to do what I do with the boys on a daily basis, and I get a chance to do a lot of very cool things. And if you immediately thought, hey, this guy fucking knows the ins and outs of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
He's the only one.
This is the only guy. This is the only guy that knows all things. He should be putting Aaron's feet to the fire. If you thought that, I am incredibly humbled, honored, and I promise at some point in my life I will try to work to become that person that you can maybe not, but I will try to become that person. So to those people, I would like to say thank you for the incredible honor of thinking that that is something I'd be able to do. I apologize, I am not. But once again, your peers were in the room when he said I'm immunized and just let it fly in the middle of the entire thing, like, hey, are people trying to slip by the goalie here with how they're answering? So I would just like potentially a little bit of a fair treatment, as you know, as all us journalists have.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
That's what I would like.
I think it was the glasses. I think when you put the glasses on, people probably thought, oh, this guy, he's a pathologist.
And by the way, before the conversation, I even said, I'm putting the glasses on.
Yeah, have to.
I'm putting the glasses on and look smart. Too smart. I look too smart. That's on me. And I assume they looked at AJ and said, that guy doesn't even have a brain.
He's a fool.
That guy doesn't even have a brain over there. But it was a wild weekend. I'm happy we can potentially continue to learn about each other and enjoy this great sport. But Aaron Rodgers not playing yesterday was a big story.
Yep.
So obviously with the day that was kind of, I think, forgettable in a lot of people's minds because a lot of teams didn't show up that normally show up, and then teams showed up that don't normally show up. And people are, is that an anomaly or is this a new trend? And everybody goes, this is not the new trend. That was an anomaly. So none of the storylines really mean shit at this point going into week 10. It's just kind of that. So this story is still continuing to go, as it will probably forever until whatever happens.
The next one.
But I think Aaron Rodgers, football-wise, won a lot of leverage last night.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think Aaron Rodgers won a lot of leverage last night. Not that Jordan Love doesn't have the capability of being a great quarterback at some point. There was moments in there. There was a couple throws on the run where he looked very incredibly comfortable, smooth, athletic. He had a couple throws that looked great, a couple decisions that looked fantastic. But then there was these fadeaways that were happening and these checks that probably weren't happening. And then obviously the miscommunication on the snap with that whole thing and the pick. I mean, it is just, there's a lot of things that happen that you go, okay, maybe he'll be great at some point, but that time's nowhere near now. With the team that we currently have built to win now, if we had to resort to Jordan Love, we'd be potentially fucked for at least a little bit before he maybe gets his feet under him. Now, if he has to play next week against the Seahawks and Aaron can't play because he can only come back on Saturday, I'd assume he's going to play.
Yeah, LaFleur already said if he comes back on Saturday, he's starting on Sunday.
And LaFleur, by the way, there's probably an even bigger conversation piece about LaFleur's reputation now with how yesterday went. Well, with Jordan Love, maybe he'll be able to get there in a few years. But ain't nobody that's a Packers fan is hoping, you know what, for the next couple years, let's let's just wait for Jordan to get good because our team is good. Nobody's thinking that. So everybody that was defending Jordan last night from the Packers fan base, I appreciate your loyalty to the Chiefs. I appreciate the hell out of that. But what I think we're all saying whenever we say, oh, Aaron Rodgers can basically say, this is what you're going to pay me, and this is how we're going to do it. If he wanted to. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but if Aaron Rodgers wanted to, he could walk in there and go, hey, listen, we just seen it, right? Mm-hmm. You're what, 2-3 years out maybe? 1, 2, 3 years. Do you have 2-3 years with this roster with how much you paid everybody? No way. How you paid everybody? You don't. This is what it's going to take. Keep me around. I'd like to make some more decisions. Cobb, big-time player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should do a little bit more of that. And then bang, they're back and running because Aaron scores what? Probably 50 last night against that Chiefs defense.
I mean, I don't think it would have been close.
Special teams are terrible.
Horrible.
But Aaron had to be watching that, okay? And I assume he was. I assume Aaron was watching that game. It was probably very uncomfortable. I was potentially, thinking about how he would be watching the game as they showed different angles and stuff. Jordan Love walking up to the line. I thought to myself, Aaron's probably like, what the fuck's that? I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Jordan, throw it right here. Throw it right here. No, something else happens that you can only garner from experience, by the way. We're comparing Jordan Love to Aaron fucking Rodgers. It's not fair for Jordan Love. It hasn't been fair for Jordan Love since literally day one of this entire shitstorm that has begun. I think Aaron and Jordan Love get along. Yeah. I don't think they have any beef at all. It's not, but you're comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, and I think yesterday we all learned a lot that the Packers without Aaron are much different than the Packers with Aaron. Green Bay Packers owner Ty Schmidt, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and like you said, I mean, LaFleur, I think, is going to take it on the chin big time because everyone was saying kind of going into the week, we'll see how good he is with his game plan, and he admitted after the game, it wasn't very good. And granted, the line wasn't great, but I don't know. Like you said, I don't know how you could look at that with the roster and everything that's set up and be like, you know what, after this year, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to get rid of Rodgers. People are acting like the Chiefs, the Chiefs aren't the 85 Bears. Their defense fucking stinks. And they
they might have found their mojo last night.
They scored 7 points, and it was just some of the things, too, this going away from the run when A.J. Dillon was just chewing up yards. That didn't really make any sense. The special teams, I mean, I've been saying it for how long? It's going to end up losing them a game. It lost him the game yesterday. Jordan Love wasn't great, but ultimately, I mean, you look, the Rams get beat. Everyone got beat yesterday, pretty much. So, and if Rodgers comes back on Sunday in the long run, it doesn't matter.
In college football, some top teams struggled and lost.
That's right.
In the NFL, the same thing seemed to have happened on the bye week of the Buccaneers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty fascinating to think. They're probably only going to get better coming out of the other side of this bye week. But it was a shitstorm for everybody. And I think there should be a little conversation about the more we watch the NFL, the less we know. Mm-hmm. As sports gambling continues its pilgrimage into every Middlesex village and farm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Around the country, we have to remember, you shall never and should never gamble enough money to drop you out of your current tax bracket or lift you into another tax bracket unless you're hitting for insane odds that project you into a higher tax percentage being paid to the government. Because after these games take place yesterday, Dak meant nothing coming back to the Dallas Cowboys. Yep. Dak Cooper Rush, you remember that whole thing? That happened less than a week ago, or actually a little bit more than a week ago. Quick math, good numbers. Big stats guy after the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I read a lot of stats. I was tweeted a lot of stats from a lot of people this weekend. Once again, I would like to remain firm on the stance that it is amazing how stats actually play for both teams in every single argument. It's amazing. It is unbelievable how stats is able to play for everybody.
Yeah.
How does it happen? Stats is better than fucking Santa Claus being everywhere at one time.
That's right.
Stats is on this side, stats is on that side. Stats is coming in from a whole different party all of a sudden. Stats is both teams and the referees.
Yeah, make the world go round.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I read a lot of them this weekend. But stats would tell you that probably Dak Prescott coming back for the fucking Dallas Cowboys in Jerry World, playing against the Denver Broncos that stink.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos stink. And they just got rid of their best player, Von Miller. Stats would tell you, I would assume there's some that would come out from the Mile High City about how they were going to do this whole thing. I assume some stat would be there. But stats would say Dak coming back with the energy and that team and everything, they're going to win. They did not. They got fucking murdered.
Slaughtered.
Hey, they got slaughtered. Almost as bad as Aaron Rodgers, mine, and Joe Rogan's mentions.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I mean, you're talking about absolutely slaughtered. 30 zip late in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. Dak Prescott threw for 105 yards or something like that. How's that even happen when they throw the ball all the time? Zeke didn't go for anything crazy. I don't think Tony Pollard made a couple plays, but he wasn't going bananas. They were just all out stink fest in Dallas. And these are things we have to think about as we go into the gambling world. Because not only was it Dak and Dallas that just lost, the Bills lost to the chop house owner himself, double guns, Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags.
Can't do it.
Scored 6 points.
Kidding me?
They scored 6 points.
Jesus.
The Buffalo Bills lost to Urban Meyer. Josh Allen. Josh Allen lost to Josh Allen. He did. And the Josh Allen that lost is the Josh Allen that doesn't lose. The other Josh Allen, he's on a losing team.
Yeah.
He's a very good player, but he loses a lot. Losing Josh Allen on this particular Sunday beat winning Josh Allen by a lot. Fumble, pick, tackle, you name it. 6 points for that offense. Are you kidding me? What the hell? They were up 56-0 in a 5-quarter run at some point earlier in this season. They go down to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's the blueprint. Josh Allen's the blueprint to beat the Buffalo Bills. No way. They struggled coming out of the bye week last week against the Dolphins, inevitably got the win, and everybody thought the Buffalo Bills, they're back. The Bills are a wagon. I love the Bills. I love everything about the way they play. They look like a tough team. They have fun out there. The fan base is absurd and insane. Once the snow starts falling,
Look out.
the ketchup and mustard flying in the parking lot, tables getting busted. The Bills are back. This was exciting times. He lost a fucking. This is Urban Meyer's first game ever won in the United States, isn't it?
That's right. He can do it.
How's that even happen? And they didn't just beat him. I mean, that was 9-6.
Yeah. Disgusting game.
And it calls for an actual conversation to be had. The Monday Night Manning curse might be real. There was a lot that had happened through the first couple of weeks. Russell Wilson, Gronk, you name it. You go down the list of guests on Monday Night Manning, either getting hurt the next week or losing the next week. And it's all coincidence. You know, it's hard.
Sure.
It's hard to blame a conversation with Peyton and Eli over there on ESPN2 starting at 8:13 p.m. But Josh Allen goes on there, and the whole internet says, Monday Night Manning curse, do not go on there. And everybody's, no, it's a Jags, dude. It's fucking chop house.
There's
bro.
no way.
They're going to chop house, Duval. There's no way. The fact that the Monday Night Manning curse was able to execute a mush on Josh Allen against the Jacksonville Jaguars warrants conversation about the Monday Night Manning curse.
It really does.
Mind-boggling.
Who's going on there tonight? Who's going to stop the curse? Who's going to debunk it? Because the Madden curse was a real thing for a while, and then it stopped.
Right.
People started doing, I think it was Tom Brady.
It was Brady, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Brady, who's debunked every single stats. By the way, stats have had a hell of a run against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom Brady and stats have been in the deep end for the last 20-some years, both sides.
But even Manning's
Tom
got
Brady's
him.
tagging in stats, hot tag, and also fighting stats every single time. He's done that with the Madden thing, the Monday Night Manning thing, tonight.
They got Brady, and yes, they're off tonight.
They got Brady.
Yeah, they lost. He lost to the Saints after going on.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Gronk got hurt.
They got. It was.
Oh, no.
It was Kelsey and Wilson. Russ Wilson.
Kelsey's back, by the way, kind of. Hey, he's a big dog. Don't ever forget it.
That's right.
Patrick Mahomes might.
He stinks this year. I don't think he stinks in general, but he stinks
That's a good
this
way to say
year.
it.
I said what you guys thought I was going to say. You thought I was going to say stinks?
Yeah.
Packers defense is good.
Packers
It is
defense,
good.
unbelievable.
It is good, but Mahomes stinks this year.
Yep.
We can
not
say
saying
it.
it.
It's okay. He's still very, very good, but he stinks this year.
There has to be. It has to be the TikToking
Yeah.
and the, and the jinxing and the standing
That's
and
right.
the wife and the kid and the baby. Not that's anything. I'm just saying maybe potentially in the TikToking and that whole thing. Getting in. Is that what it is? Is it paralysis by overanalysis because of all the other things that are potentially happening in his life? He's now owner of a baseball team. Baseball stinks.
Yeah. The worst.
He decided to sign up and strap himself into a stink rocket that is baseball by buying a terrible baseball team. Right?
Yeah, they won a World Series a couple years ago, but they do stink.
Like, there's a lot of things that we have to think towards. How did we get here with Patrick Mahomes? I don't love it. I hate it. I enjoy watching great be great. I will always be riveted by greatness. I will always be excited to learn why that motherfucker's the motherfucker and this motherfucker ain't. Like, I love that. Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Super Bowl, $500 million, everything, State Farm commercials. He was at all those, Celebrity, everything is going.
Coors Light.
It was just thrown. Silver bullet, baby.
Yeah,
That's right.
Fucking silver bullet, baby. He was handed everything. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like he was the only guy that was ready for it because his dad was a professional baseball player, grew up in a bullpen, blah, blah, blah. He knows how it is. I would assume the world at some point will catch up to you. How can you navigate those waters to get out of it quick? They won. They still got to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, this is conversations happening about the Chiefs after they win games. This is back-to-back. Now, granted, that Packers team without Aaron did not look great, but that Packers defense looked unbelievable. And special teams played great, even though the Packers played terrible. Okafor jumped over your fucking lineman, okay, and blocked that ball. Like, laces were back. That snapper's got to figure that out. Mason Crosby needs to stop taking all the heat that he's taking.
Taking it on the shins big time.
They're saying he needs to do it. Bojo, incredible punter. Snapper, brand new snapper, rookie snapper, first game, NFL game or whatever. They need to figure it out. I'm not mailing it in on them at all, but things change in the game. Maybe for the snapper, his point of when the laces were, perfect for Corey Bojorquez, which is what the snapper is being judged on for field goals. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's supposed to just be in the area every single time. Snap it the exact same. Let's assume maybe that when you get in your first NFL game and it's big game.
Yeah, game of the week. Huge.
Kansas City Chiefs. Let's assume there's a chance that maybe your ball speed changes a little bit. Maybe you throw the ball faster than you threw it in practice, so your point of where the laces were perfect might be 6 inches different than what it was before, and maybe they were trying to figure that out on the sideline. They weren't able to get the consistency, and if that's the case, that snapper's going to be gone before he can even say, I was a snapper for the Packers. So he'll have to figure that out. They'll have to figure that out. But everybody automatically blames Mason Crosby. 21-mile-an-hour wind gusts, which also affects the snap, by the way. So this is something that the rookie snapper had to deal with, but everybody else is able to deal with it, so he's going to have to be able to do so. But he's got bad holds. It seemed like there was a double clutch, too, so the timing is off completely. You got Okafor jumping over a dude because the offensive lineman lunged, which you can't do, literally can't do. Offensive line in a field goal is the worst position in sports. All of sport. All of them. Every single sport. Offensive line, field goal rep, the worst by far. You're actually taught to die slowly. Hey, go and die. Need you to do it at a slow fashion.
That's right.
This ball's going to get off 1.3 seconds, okay, from snap to kick, which is incredibly fast if you think about it. But you need to hang on for what? 1.4 seconds then. So for 1.4 seconds, you need to plant your foot down, plant your back foot down. You need to lift up your face, and you need to just eat it. And we expect you to do that maybe for 1 point, maybe for 3 points. And if you accidentally just lunge a little bit, the D-line knows, boom, they shed you very quickly, and bang, we're in blocking that thing. It's a lot that happens. Offensive line position stinks regardless. As a life, you're getting beat up, you get no credit, that whole thing. But in the field goal thing, it's terrible. Anyways, guy lunged, clearly. Okafor gets in there and blocks that thing. You could see him. I mean, look, just look from left to right. You can see the person that potentially either tripped, fell, or lost their leverage. It's very obvious where it's at. Okafor comes through there, jumps, blocks it. But let's also assume that if that's a clean hold with a clean laces, Crosby either gets it up or around him quicker or whatever the case is. The whole operation is fucking everything. And they need to figure it out. They'll figure it out. I hope they'll figure it out. But Patrick Mahomes needed all that shit to beat that Packers team, which gets back to the Patrick Mahomes conversation of, what the fuck is going on over there in Kansas City?
Well, and also not just that. I mean, the Packers, you muff one punt, you cause another one. The Chiefs get it in the red zone, hold them to a field goal there. Like, there was no reason that, and I don't know what I really expected going into the game. Like, I really did think the Packers could potentially win, but I mean, the Chiefs they look terrible. They really do. And I do think it's just like you talked about it a couple weeks ago. Like, Mahomes' energy just feels different.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of turned it on a little bit when he got that, the conversion, the first down to end the game pretty much. He gave like a huge fist pump, but up until that, like, he's just bombing balls way over Tyreek Hill's head. He's high.
Yeah, how about him
Kelce,
missing
like,
Tyreek?
Couple times.
Numerous times.
several times. Like, his energy just feels way different than it ever has before.
I wonder if Patrick Mahomes ever thinks, I wish Usain Bolt was out there. He's a little faster.
Tyreek's a little too slow for him this year.
You think that, like, as he's overthrown, never was able to overthrow Tyreek before. What's going on?
Lose a step?
Or is Patrick just closing his eyes and hucking right now and hoping that everything happens? It seems like that's the case. Let's bring in the sidebar because there's a lot more that we need to chit-chat about. We're a big-time show. Hey. Hey! You see the motion graphics, dude?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh?
Pretty good.
All the people attacking my credibility of journalism. You got these motion graphics, bro?
Do you?
Let me know. You got these motion graphics, dude? I was taking a little bit. There were not as many as I thought there was going to be. There are some people, a rather significant amount of people that texted me that potentially are in either this life or others that are around this type of profession.
Sure.
You did everything you could, bub.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good one. I had some people tell me that I should potentially reach out to people on how to navigate these waters, though. Probably told that person out.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking skipper of the ship. All right, if I need to navigate the waters, I'll figure it out. And by the way, if thing goes down, guess what? Fucking great ride.
Go down with the ship.
This thing has been a great ride.
Sure.
And hopefully they'll be playing the music while it's going down. The fucking violinist and the pianist will be doing their entire thing, hopefully. But
cello.
Who could navigate these waters? Who? Somebody tell me who could navigate the waters of the real world in the sports world with people that are talking about shit that's 7,000 miles over your head.
Yeah.
Tell me who. I would like to know who.
Hezbollah.
You're right.
Bull.
Okay. Other than Hezbollah, who I think is probably a little bit busy.
Yeah.
He's been booked
Training
out.
for a fight.
Yeah.
Dr. Florio.
See,
Doc.
I was being serious, dude.
Florio though. Hey, he has brought up a lot of I feel like, does he think for the NFL? You think?
I think he tries to.
No, he does. I mean, he paints a lot of pictures out there, though.
Yeah.
Well, and I think they would have to at least somewhat be on board with it because he's doing football
NBC.
night in America. Yeah, so I mean, like, maybe.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. I mean, Aaron's getting it on the shins.
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
Big time.
I got some people that texted me and told me I was a bad person for even letting Aaron on there because Aaron just committed career suicide.
Oh, come on.
I said, he can't play football anymore?
Yeah.
I said, he can't play football anymore? Well, that company did drop him, the health company.
Yeah, the
I
health
saw
one,
that.
Yep.
Partners for 9 years.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good run.
should we have him? I don't know how Aaron, we'll ask him. He'll be on tomorrow.
We'll ask him.
What state?
A lot of people tell me she's not coming on tomorrow, too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because because I allowed him to do what he did, which inevitably ended up with people tweeting him mean things.
Huh. Well, if they allowed him to do what he did in the first place, then maybe we wouldn't be in this situation.
Well, also like I don't know, Terry Bradshaw's pissed. Dude.
Terry.
Bradshaw is pissed. Terry Bradshaw, they say, hey, you know what? Old honest Terry. That's what they say. Old honest Terry.
TB12.
The original TB12.
Never told a lie.
He's had an axe to grind for Rodgers for a while now, so this was, I'm sure he was just licking his lips
It
all
was
weekend.
Awesome. It was all, and people like, hey, I enjoy all that. I view life as, and which, by the way, adds to the case that if you expected me to be the one reciting stats about the real world, which I openly try to stay out of because I think it's just a much more enjoyable life. But Terry at the Naval Academy, cutting a promo about that. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the home of the
promo.
honor code.
What a moment. What a moment. I laughed so hard. Yeah. We'll ask Aaron about it. I don't know if he'll have a direct response to the promo that Terry cut on him. Terry was, he was trending.
Oh, yeah. For a while.
All right, Terry.
I want to say he is not giving away his own money, too. That's a load of shit.
No.
It's obviously
No,
not
that's-
Terry Bradshaw's money.
No.
He's lying.
No.
He's a fraud. And he needs to be off television and never in Navy Academy again.
It's much different what he did versus what Aaron did, And there was another, like the Martin Luther King quote
Yeah.
about standing up against unjust rules or whatever. And boy, there was a lot of people not happy
Yeah,
about
a lot
that.
of people didn't like that.
Because and once again, we'll ask him tomorrow about it. I think he was, referring to that being a quote that has potentially shaped the way he has handled a lot of things in his, I think if you go through how he has potentially operated, especially even in the way he's navigated with medias and how, he has been a little bit of a, we'll have to ask him about it though, because that is quite a drastic measurement to take. But I'm assuming he was referencing how that has shaped his beliefs as opposed to this particular case here. But I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
I could be wrong. And I hope that that's not the case because, boy, that was also trigger spot on the internet this weekend.
And it also makes sense why he wouldn't want to be the poster boy, like you said, after the entire offseason, too. It's like, does he want to bring this to the table now after all of that and be the guy that everyone's going to talk about being, that's the unvaccinated quarterback. He's hurting his team even more now. Do they even like him?
You're standing up for a fucking liar, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
You know what? That's my truth.
Well,
I became a bigger fan of Rodgers on Saturday, I'll be honest.
on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, after the whole thing and kind of processing everything, what people are saying, it was like, yeah, I mean, he's basically said you should do what's best for you.
Yeah, the bodily autonomy thing did not make its way into a lot of conversations.
No.
I don't know how. I think it's potentially because, the way things were clipped. We're on every channel.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving a lot of credit to SiriusXM over there on all those places.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting.
Same places that didn't ask for,
It's all right. Hey, do what you got to do. We're lucky to be adding to the conversation. We are happy that at least some of Aaron's words were able to be heard in response to what's being said. If you don't agree with them, hey, that's cool. We're happy to be a part of it. This show is not owned by SiriusXM though. Let's make sure that is
Known.
very fucking what are we doing here? That's what I think I hate the most because I am a stooge. Okay,
Sports douche.
but I won't walk into rooms. I mean, I kind of did, I guess. Well, Aaron walked into our room and did the whole
Right.
thing.
You're already in here.
But I'm okay, not speaking about what I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is a very interesting thing to say as somebody who does a daily show and the show's named after me and all that shit. Tried to change that, actually. People don't. I actually tried to change that to the afternoon show. But then I was told that, no, actually, there's a lot of people that listen in the morning, that whole thing. I don't, need the attention. Okay? So I think a lot of people potentially dive into shit that they don't know about just because, hey, this is something that'll garner at least a little bit. I'm okay with the attention. Hey, if I have it, cool. I'm okay with it. But I don't need to speak on shit that I don't know. And I think that was not, really thought about much by a lot of the people that were potentially asking me why I wasn't a better journalist out there on Friday. It's like, I don't fucking know, dude. This guy just told me he had a 500-page fucking... The guy I'm talking to right now had a 500-page report. Did I do it? I didn't fucking do that. What do you want me... What if I start asking these questions and Aaron goes to page 160? That'd be nowhere near the end of the report, by the way.
Nuh-uh.
160 pages in is longer than 3 of the 8 Aaron Rodgers book club. 160 pages in is nowhere near the end of that report that he had presented. Imagine if I asked, and he goes, well, on page 60 here, Pat, actually, clause 45, it says, blah, blah. Is that what people you have to listen to the entire conversation to really get it, I think? That was a fascinating situation. And it's the entire world kind of coming down on one thing. It's insanity.
And we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. Hopefully that if he comes back, I mean, especially if for whatever reason, if he were to miss this next Sunday game again, then it'll be right back at a boiling point.
This thing. There's a shirtless man at the end of this book.
Yeah, that's Ram Dass.
Doesn't count
This
as
is Ram
pages.
Dass.
I believe that's Ram Dass.
Really?
Yeah, it also might be Ram Dass's teacher. I forget which one that is.
Oh, jeez. There's no pages on it. This one is The Giver. Is 200 and... I mean, take it
Well
easy,
done.
dude. Jesus. 225 pages.
Okay, quick read.
Double it.
Yeah, 2 of these books is how... Plus a couple more.
But yeah.
That's how big the report is. How come Joe Rogan, the consultant, was obviously a big conversation piece? Because Dr. Joe Rogan.
Joe's Joe.
As soon as he mentioned his name.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is going to... How come the 500-page report wasn't talked about? And I feel like, ask about what he was doing and what the methods were, and he said he didn't want to talk about it. I think he said that because, well, I'm not going to be the fucking expert on this thing. Just like he didn't want to be the goddamn anti-vax guy, but now I'm an apologist for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, maybe that should be his fucking book this week.
Well, I did text him and asked that if the 500-page report could be the next installment.
Publish it.
What if it was like his manifest?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to football. The Titans' resume is insane.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, I wonder what all we're going to talk to Aaron about tomorrow, though. You know what I mean?
Should be interesting.
What was he watching?
I have
this
so many
weekend?
questions now.
What shows are we doing right now, you know?
No, shows. I'm not worried about the shows. I wonder, like, he has to hate everybody right now, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
So is he going to go on and, I mean, are we about to see the absolute best Aaron Rodgers in the history of Aaron Rodgers? Because everybody knows, like, a spurned Aaron Rodgers is probably the best Aaron Rodgers, and now the whole world, not the whole world, there is a lot of, hey, Aaron's our guy too happening, right? Which that's not being talked about. I don't think a lot out there. Which, hey, you guys are going to have to just observe and report how that whole thing goes. Not me. You guys keep closer poll on how that whole thing goes. But it feels like there's a lot of hate coming from a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to throw for fucking 400, 500.
I mean, Scorched Earth Rodgers is the best Rodgers, so we'll see. We'll see. Especially after how they looked yesterday with him not being there. I think he's going to have a lot of fuel.
Hey, let's talk about a team that's potentially back.
Oh, yeah.
The New England Patriots do not stink.
No, they don't.
And, I mean, Connor's obviously been beating the no bull drum for a long time
Long time.
He's got no bull shoes on, which are Toms with a little bit thicker bottom.
With no bullshit.
No bullshit.
That's right.
No bullshit, though. Those are Toms with the original waffle rubber that Phil Knight had for Nike.
Yep.
And those things right on the bottom of those. And they've been able to withstand a lot, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, no bullshit. Good shoes you got
I've
there.
been moving faster. I've been jumping higher. I've been doing everything better since
Have
I've
you
gotten
been
these
putting
shoes.
people in ankle locks like
Yeah,
Kurt
you
Angle?
scumbag.
It depends.
And,
Shamrock.
I mean, I wish if I had the opportunity to, you know, that rivalry goes back a long, long time. So who knows what the past beef is between old Brian Burns and Mac Jones.
And what we're talking about is the fact that Connor has Mac Jones shoes on and a Bill Belichick shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
He has a Patriots, obviously, Bledsoe thing in front of him. And he does love the pets. Okay? Last year when Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl, he said, happy for Tom.
Yeah.
Because of how much Tom brought to the Patriots. But Connor has been banging the drum for a long time that they had one down year.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they spent $153 million in one day in the tampering period, guaranteed money. And Connor said, you think Bill Belichick spends $153 million, drafts a quarterback in the first round, has a losing season, and doesn't bounce back? This is the drum you've been banging for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Now, watching games with you, there are certain times in games where you think they're completely dead, like you're the epitome of Yinzer guy,
Yeah.
watching the Patriots. But you have to be sitting here at this point. After Gilmore, who got run out of the building.
Whoa.
Run out of building in the
Whoa.
New England Patriots. I mean, that whole story's going to have to come. It's Overreaction Monday. Let's remember that.
Sure.
We got treated accordingly. He got kicked out. Yeah. He has a pick in every single game for the Panthers. Last week covered Pitts. This week got another one. I mean, he is a guy, but it feels like the Patriots are back in it with the Bills doing what the Bills did against the Jags. And the Dolphins get a win over the Texans, but Tua didn't play.
Yeah.
Jets. But it feels like the Patriots are now right back to being what they've always been in the AFC East. And to your credit, you knew it all along.
Yeah, of course I did. I mean, this is Bill Belichick we're talking about. And for a while, the whole conversation was it was Brady. And we've talked about how it's incredible that two of the most competitive people of all time were able to last that long. Bill was going to do everything, put all his chips on the table like he has this offseason and this year. And now with the defense coming along, the run game that they have, they've rushed for like 120 yards in the last 5+ weeks. So it's really everything's there. And then who knows, you know, Odell Beckham, he's out there. Mac Jones is a pretty accurate quarterback. Maybe we add another piece and really take a shot at this thing. Because the AFC is wide open, aside from Tennessee. Who knows what's going to happen in that whole entire conference?
The Titans are obviously absurd
Yeah.
and insane, and the Colts are heating up, and who knows
Right.
what's going on with Patrick.
Hang and
But
wait.
Mac Jones seems to be the perfect guy for New England, especially because I think he gets very pissed off during games.
Oh, yeah.
He Seems like he can handle getting yelled at, coached hard, which is, by the way, the Tom Brady. Didn't have a great photo, the Tom Brady thing.
Yeah.
He seems to be wildly accurate and has moxie and confidence in the locker room. Seems like you guys did pluck the perfect quarterback for the New England Patriots organization as it is right now. Although the NFL is changing completely, and there's, you guys had that with Cam Newton last year with quarterback running. It feels like Bill and Josh and probably Ernie, even though he's sitting at home, and old Crafty, who called Bill the biggest asshole of his life.
Of course.
They understood, hey, what do we have success at? We need a quarterback that's mentally tough, physically tough, and can throw the ball well. They got Mac Jones.
Yeah.
What I bet you they didn't expect is they got a scumbag.
Well, I don't know.
They got a scumbag.
I don't know if I go
there's
that
an
far.
update. The Arrow, Tom Pelissero, has an update on Mac Jones literally taking somebody's ankle and Ken Shamrocking it. The NFL will review Patriots quarterback Mac Jones grabbing Brian Burns' ankle Sunday as part of its normal process, I'm told. Jones faces a possible fine, but nothing more than that. Okay, so that's much less of an update than I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, expected. And plus, who cares? I've seen the play. I saw what happened. I don't give a shit. That's Mac Jones, baby. Who cares if he's twisting ankles? It doesn't matter. We're winning football games. That's the only thing that matters.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And that's why I said, by the way, it seems like he's the perfect guy for New England.
Yeah.
And I like to be known that aside from potentially breaking this guy's ankle,
Yeah.
I don't think Mac Jones knew he was going to turn in the way that he did whenever he put his legs and wrapped them like a boa constrictor around his other leg, entrapped his body to be contorted in a fashion in which his ankle's potentially going to break. I don't think Mac Jones put that all together in his head while it was happening.
He thought he had the ball. I mean, he's trying to make a tackle. Give the guy a break.
He got hit, strip sack, he attacks, breaks a guy's ankle. He'll get fined for it and move on, but it seems like Mac Jones is the right guy up there. And congrats to your Patriots.
Yeah, hey, here we go. We're back, baby.
Threw a tantrum because he lost the ball. That's the type of guy he is.
He cares.
We're back in 4 minutes, wrapping up hour one here. We got to talk about the Titans. We got to talk about the Steelers Bears tonight. Steelers full touchdown favorites. I don't think that's a lot of points. We're back in 4. We'll see you then. Let me get the Kornacki map out. Don't you worry about that, though, because the people, we can even do this. This particular shade here, a lot of this one, right here on this side. Let's go separate. Boop, let's move it over here. They're coming out. That son of a bitch! Right, selfish prick asshole! And then this side here, okay, and not all, but either side, not here. They're on this side. This guy, he's a hero! This guy's our hero! This is the MVP of the NFL, telling the NFL, fuck you, and telling society and everybody, I ain't doing it because I have an allergy to 2 out of the 3. The third I'm not comfortable with. This guy's our guy. This guy's our guy, but it's more complicated than that because there are some in both sides that are also against what the most of the party is. So then you got conflicting wars going on. Okay? That's what you have. You have some people that are on the left side. Well, so do I do the TV or mine? I don't know.
I don't think it matters in this case.
All right, you do the left side, and you think to yourself, oh, it's left versus right. But then if you're a human in our society and you actually pay attention at all or have friends all across the spectrum, that is not the case. This is a torn, split thing, and Aaron Rodgers was the guy here that everybody came out to, and I'm so thankful he came on and talked, but I don't know if it's going to change anybody. This is still going down, and he's right here. He is right fucking here, and both of them, pow, 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 woo, woo, whoa, 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 pang, 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 we're back. With every answer he gave, it was like that, I guess, on the internet as I was scrolling through the last 8 minutes. AJ, the system crashed out. Only one camera is of use at this moment. For those that are watching at home, we apologize. This must be a Feel Good Friday.
I can't believe that the cameras aren't working on today of all days.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
This is the universe.
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Gabagool. Wow! We're going! I need an ice cold Bud Light.
What?
Oh, you're fucking out. How's your fan? How's your fan? Maybe a couple whiskeys.
What?
80,000 individual eyes that are looking at these eyes right now. What the fuck are you doing? 2 scotches.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Tequila. What?
55, 56, 63. That's how many new wrinkles I'm gonna bring to the office.
I get things done, Patty.
Vodka.
What?
He said I was on meth. I ain't ever done meth.
Dirty dressed up like Russell Wilson.
Margarita. What?
He's Brett Michaels.
You're fucking out.
More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What?
Ice cold.
Cheers.
Thanks everybody for watching. Tell you what, it's pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand too, so that's cool, sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking?
Yeah.
Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. So Sirius had to okay our show being used on like ABC and all that shit.
Couple spots, I
And they
think.
said just give us credit. That's wild. Especially the way some people on Sirius, especially directly after this show, were speaking about this whole thing. Who's making that decision, you think?
I don't know.
I'll find out. I'll send an email or two.
Maybe a clown.
I'll say, hey, excuse me, who's doing the, it's probably because we run stuff like that, because I feel like we had a pretty good partnership until people are just okaying it and give us credit for this, even though they're taking the video from a YouTube
The
thing.
YouTube stream.
It's fascinating business, this whole world, isn't it?
It is.
Serious on the radio.
It was an honor. Yeah, well, it's a year. Well, that's
only the
the
audio.
Well, and I heard the audio of the of a lot of the shows
Yeah.
after the entire thing. Mm-hmm. There were some people, what I was talking about earlier about intervening, and you know, there's a lot of people question that. It's like, what do you think I am, dude? Fucking Cronkite,
Walter
dude?
Cronkite.
What the hell?
What are we?
Brian Williams.
Which stats was I supposed to go off of? The 500-page report that Aaron had or that I had?
Damn it.
Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the Titans.
Good football team.
They have beat the Chiefs, the Bills, and now the Rams.
Damn.
This team is a team that without Derrick Henry was able to go into SoFi, which is a beautiful stadium.
Beautiful.
Beautiful stadium. And somehow with grit, toughness, Vrabes asking his players, hey, what are we doing? And looking in their face. Vrabes getting a lot of airtime now, as he should. What a legend. That team with the Tanner roll and Tannehill, Julio Jones making some plays, A.J. Brown, that defense, what they did to Matthew Stafford. Their resume is insane. They played the hardest schedule in the NFL. And then guess what? Now they play the easiest schedule in the NFL going.
Uh-oh.
Is Adrian Peterson going to be able to be the guy? Only had like 20 yards. Obviously had that touchdown late in the game, which is awesome. Shout out to All Day. Welcome back. Are they going to be able to withstand this? They beat good teams, great teams. They're like Purdue.
Yeah.
They're like Purdue. Who just knocks off all the top squads and then keeps it moving and loses other games. They don't have that, but they do have the ability to knock off these top teams, and nobody's talking about the Titans at all. When they beat the Chiefs, it was like, is Patrick Mahomes dead? When they beat the Bills, what's going on there? Is the Bills still a wagon? And when they beat the Rams, it's like, wait a minute. Matthew Stafford, is everything okay over there in L.A.? I think so. I hope so. That was wild. Carson Wentz.
Oh, yeah.
So hard.
Yeah.
But I believe the Titans are a wagon. They're a team. But it's early. There's a lot of football left. Will they be able to withstand, I think, with Vrabel's toughness, wearing boxing gloves in practice, punching people to get the ball out? I think they have a chance. Hour two's on the other side of this 6-minute break. Cheers. Philadelphia is one of the biggest inspirations walking around the internet. Gio, the podcast. Yeah! Okay, so you're 14 years old.
Yep.
You're from Philadelphia.
Yep.
Big time Eagles fan, podcaster. You were Carson Wentz's #1 fan.
Yeah. Yesterday, the AO1 invited me, and Carson invited me to the game, and I got to go on the sideline and meet Carson again, and he gave me a football.
Let's go! Yeah! You're obviously full of energy, full of optimism, full of upbeat, good vibes.
Yeah.
What do you go through on a day-to-day?
I've had 20 surgeries in my life, so it hasn't been easy. I have a condition called SJS, short-Stampel syndrome, and it's basically like muscular dystrophy with dwarfism. My elbows are dislocated. My left hip is dislocated. I had to get my right hip reconstructed. The reason I'm so optimistic is because life is too short to focus on the negativity.
Let's go! I'm sorry to hear that you have to be tougher than all of us on the day-to-day, but I am so incredibly thankful that you keep that mindset. How'd you develop a love for football?
We've always been a football family, but then when I started having surgeries, I started watching football, and then I just kind of fell in love.
What does the rest of the season look like for the Indianapolis Colts, you think? Carson's going to keep himself safe out there?
Carson's going to have his best NFL season here in Indy.
Why is that?
He loves it here, and he's having fun. And when Carson Wentz is having fun, he plays his best.
Okay, and how about the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think they got a little developing to do with Jalen.
Are there any players that you'd like to get on your podcast?
Brian Dawkins.
Oh, is he your favorite Eagle of all time?
Him, Carson, and Zach Ertz are my top 3.
Oh, Zach Ertz. Damn,
so sorry.
Yeah.
Why is everybody getting traded out that you like? What's the deal?
I don't know.
You're really, really good at this. What's the name of the podcast?
Philly Sports with Giovanni.
One last message to somebody out there who maybe doesn't view life the right way, you think?
I'd just say find your happiness and find the thing that inspires you, like I found football, and just try to look on the optimistic side.
Hey, you absolutely crush it every single day. You crushed it in here. We appreciate you. We hope you loved Indianapolis, Indiana. Come back whenever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, Gio, the podcast.
Should we just make it real? Should we just say, hey, we're done, we're riding off into the sunset? I mean, do you want it to be live on your show that Vinny's officially done? Is that what you want?
I don't want that, but if it's going to happen, happy it's happening.
Yeah.
I would like that to be known. So don't feel obligated. Don't feel forced.
Put it this way. Hey, let me see. Today is what, Wednesday. By Friday, if paperwork goes in, you heard it here first.
First of all, congratulations on a legendary fucking career, dude. In a game that revolves around the score, okay? That's how they pick winners and losers, is in a game in which they keep score. To be the all-time leading scorer in scoring sport, I think many would say, hell of a fucking job. Yeah! Unbelievable. South Dakota kid, you didn't have an easy way either. You went over to Virginia to train. You're a high school teacher, I think, or a substitute teacher. Then you go to the World League over in Amsterdam. Somehow survived the off-the-field activities that you could have fallen into. Stayed focused on kicking. Go into New England. Beat out Matt Barr at some point, even though he had an incredible career. Win Super Bowls. Memorable moments. Biggest moments in the sports history revolve around your foot in a lot of cases. Congratulations, man. You're the fucking best. I was honored to be your teammate. Yeah. Joseph Montana, Italian-American out of Western Pennsylvania.
It was a kidnapping attempt of his infant grandchild.
Yeah, in the house. They came into the house, right?
Yeah.
And then he was sitting on top of the stairs. He was like, put the baby down. And they said no. And he said, ah? And they said, no, I'm taking your granddaughter. He said, ah! And they said, I'm taking it. He goes, you asked for it. Skechers up, Skechers down.
Yeah. Dart.
There's no way.
Then he ran down the stairs, and the baby caught the baby, caught the granddaughter after the beak of the lady that was trying to snatch the baby passed out. It was like one of those, boom, and they like dropped it. And Joe Montana, he actually slid down the stairs.
Head first.
You know, how, like that, how people surf almost down the stairs? He did that and caught his granddaughter like this, and then he picked up the ball, and he actually put foot on kidnapping suspect, called the police with his Bluetooth and waited there.
Unbelievable.
That's fucking Joe Montana, dude.
That's right.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this Overreaction Monday, November 8th, 2021 begins right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for watching on youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Can't thank you enough on this gorgeous Overreaction Monday. We've been able to chit-chat about everything happening in the NFL. It has been banana land this morning as an NFL fan because what happened yesterday, none of us could have expected. And the man we're about to bring into this particular show is a man that we bring in normally whenever he's not hoity-toiting around.
Right.
Yeah.
Highbrowing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pinky pointing. He joins us, and he is normally a man that is a rather solid prognosticator for what's going to happen in the games.
Oh, yeah?
And I hate to break it to him because he definitely does not know this, but he and I tied exactly. And we lost a lot more than we won. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hall.
Yeah!
4-8, both of us, dude. We stink.
4-8. Hey, that's actually better than I thought. I thought there was a chance I was going to get shut out for a while.
Hey, me too, because that's what my FanDuel account was this morning. You know, my FanDuel account was shut out this morning. It had $0.00 in it. It was nice to take a trip back to like weeks 1 through 3.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Overreaction Monday was for the first couple weeks. Now we're right back at it. And I would like to say, because I'm an intelligent human, I am not scared to cash out money that I put in. I'm not scared to take a little bit more so I could say, hey, I actually won this thing. Now, a lot of people feel like money on sports books accounts and chips on blackjack tables or in casinos are just play and the game ends whenever you lose all the money. Do not be scared to take those chips right off of the roulette table, right off of the craps little setup thing, right off of the, and fucking walk right. Who cares if you got 3 more hours you're supposed to be there? You won. Don't be scared to take your money. I do the same thing with my FanDuel account. But in this particular case, I could not do that on Monday because there's $0. We fucking stunk, AJ, and it's not our fault. Things happen that we could have never fathomed. Now, it would have made sense if Jordan Love would have won yesterday with the Packers, with how the entire day went, with the upsets and the blowouts and the no-shows and the who's that and how's this whole thing going. But your takeaway from yesterday's slate of games is what, AJ? What an insane day to remember that we don't know shit about fuck, ever.
I think this week showed it. I think my biggest takeaways from this past football week, probably were that Adrian Peterson turned down Dancing with the Stars and Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen.
He texted me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's all I really heard. I didn't really hear much else.
Well, not just sacked, picked, and forced fumble Josh Allen.
Hell of a game. Awesome game for Josh Allen with the Jags. Awesome game.
Yeah, absolutely. What a moment.
Yeah, Josh.
And
I don't know if we have to act like someone just split the atom, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But it's all right.
Well. I mean,
Who was acting like that?
It's a scoregami.
Everybody on the planet. What do you mean? I can't stick this to one person. Am I? What is something wrong with me? Why am I not losing my mind, jumping off the roof in excitement because something like this happened?
Yeah, and I didn't understand fully the excitement, but it's an anomaly. It never happened. Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh.
That's cool. You're right. It's cool.
Same pick in the draft.
But with that being said, it is a big day because Urban Meyer, founder of the Urban Chop House, which was obviously subject of a lot of conversation over the last few weeks. He has won his first NFL game as a head coach in the United States of America over Josh Allen from the Bills and the Bills. Woo!
In a barn burner, 9-6. What a battle it was, and we saw Urban's his biggest smile, no question, as an NFL coach, right?
Well, I seen his biggest smile elsewhere. But say what you wanted to say about it being 9-6 and being a soccer score. Say it.
No, I'm not going to say it was a cagey match.
It was! It was very cagey.
It was weird. It kind of went, it set the tone for the whole weekend, I feel like.
And yeah, I agree. And also the Cowboys and Broncos, which we will definitely talk about. But whenever you talk about the Bills only scoring 6, what the fuck happened there? How's that even happened? Is it a scheme thing? Is it an execution thing, do you think? Do you think Jacksonville just had their number, or is it just a fluke day and that we should never remember or talk about?
I mean, you can remember it and talk about it. I think the Bills should look at that and remember it down the road. Hey, we don't want to let this happen again, whether they, overlooked them, mailed it in a little bit. I know Dak made some comments about that coming off their big emotional win. There can be a little bit of a letdown the following week. That may have happened for the Cowboys. But for the Bills, I don't know. I would just chalk it up hey, man, if people play golf and there's a 20-foot putt, and it's a scramble, and everybody tries to putt it, and then you're cheating. You're like, hey, we're gonna get an eagle here. We're gonna make this sucker. So you claim that you bought all the mulligans. Hey, I bought 2 arm lengths worth of mulligans. We get as many as we want, and you putt it 25 times with 5 different people, and nobody makes it. A lot of times I'm like, oh, this putt's not meant to be, guys. Maybe for the Bills, they weren't meant to win that game.
So it takes you 25 attempts to realize that this one's maybe not for us after
maybe not 25,
cheating
but
charities,
maybe
20 mulligans, at least 21 mulligans. You're probably cheating a charity out of.
I'm not cheating. No, that's actually giving more money to the charity because I'm buying all these mulligans. But you can't.
No, you claim you had them.
Well, yeah, of course. Hey, got both arm lengths, guys. They tell you buy 2 arm lengths worth of tickets, you get all these mulligans and stuff, and then I'll go give the money afterwards and say, hey, we still didn't make the putt, bud, and we putted it 27 times.
Oh, so you say what you do in the dark will come to the light. We cheated for sure, but at least I can go just pay it off.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing that, hey, whatever we put, we're going to give you probably double that in what it would cost to buy these mulligans.
Man,
but
what a guy.
None of us
This guy pays double to cheat.
What a hero.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
That's a long way to say I don't think that game was meant to be for the
I can see that.
And flush that sucker. Flush it. Don't worry about it, hopefully. And let's keep moving on.
Bury it like the Lions did. Bury it like the Lions buried the film. By the way, the Lions did lose this weekend. During their bye week. First time bye has won this season.
This would have been the week the Lions would have won. Of course, it's on their bye week.
Yeah, it would have been.
With how everything went.
Pretty well.
Wow, yeah, Stafford did do some Lions-like stuff here for the Rams. So shout out to Detroit getting a chance to enjoy at least a little bit of their own brand of football on primetime television, which doesn't happen often. But the Bills lose. Okay, we'll rule that thing out. How about the Cowboys? 30-zip, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Dak had only thrown for 102 yards at that point. Kellen Moore's offense has been very efficient no matter who's in there. How does this take place, you think, against a Denver Broncos team that I think by all accounts, we all have said they stink? So what happened down in Jerry World, in Dallas? They're able to walk out of there with a blowout victory after shipping their best player out of town. AJ, the NFL makes no sense at all, dude.
It really doesn't make any sense. I guess it just shows you, how crazy the league is, how many great players there really are. And some teams look like, oh, this team's terrible. But guess what? If it's a terrible team, there's a ton of really good players on that team. Not a ton, but there's a good handful of really, really, really good players on that team. And for whatever reason, they can't put it together. Whether it's, hey, we don't have a quarterback, we don't have an O-line, all of that.
Everybody's on scholarship. That's kind of the old, hey, you can get got any given Sunday.
That's right.
Just like a lot of teams got it yesterday, but there's always good football players in the NFL. That's the way it goes. But you can run into a buzzsaw out of nowhere. I remember we were like rolling, humming, and then we played against somebody, and they killed. It might have been the Jags. They just out of nowhere killed us. It was like, what just happened? And then the coaches love it. You know, coaches absolutely love it because Big Mike McCarthy right now is talking about, you guys roll a ball out there and get fucking embarrassed. You know what I mean? We got to put in all the, like, it gives coaches so much ammunition, so much. But as players, I think you would probably understand this much more than I would because honestly, when I went on the field, the only interactions I really had was either a what's up, hey, what's going on? Hey, your Twitter's awesome. Oh, that's very nice of you. Your Twitter stinks. All right, fuck you. Like, there wasn't any, like, real interaction on who's a good player. You know, like, I wouldn't know if I could get got on every single play. I could hit a miss every single punt, so I'd have to show up. But I'd assume when you play in the NFL, you realize quickly, like, oh, there's a lot of parity in this league. And there is a chance you can get got by anybody. And I think the Broncos did that to the Dallas Cowboys, who were being heralded as the best team in the NFL last week. Dak comes back, they fucking get blown out.
So, when do these power rankings normally come out that people put out?
Well, Dan Zeus will go out tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Dan Zeus will go out, and I think we actually got Dan Zeus's co-host coming on.
Yeah, Mad Money Smith.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, Dan Zeus is the authority.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then everybody else kind of sets theirs after.
What's his name again?
Dan Zeus.
Come on, you know.
His full name is just Dan Zeus?
Yep.
Dan, and last name Z-U-S. Zeus.
Okay. I was curious.
Like Tiger.
Zeus Greek, Z-E-U-S.
Like Tiger? What?
Dan Zeus.
Oh, yeah, we put it together.
Tiger.
Yeah. His last name's not Zeus.
No.
His name is Dan Hanzeus, but obviously Dan Zeus is what he is affectionately known as.
All right.
I didn't know
so this is what I'm talking about. I assume I seen his name on a graphic, and then
shorted it down to Dan Zeus.
And then we just rolled with it. It's like the Mandela.
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
The Mandela. In my head, his name was actually Dan Zeus.
The Barbara Streisand effect.
Make no mistake, it is a term of endearment.
What the hell are you talking
Anyways,
I don't think that applies here, but that's the thing, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know Dan Zeus is coming on. No, Dan Zeus is not coming on. Matt Money Smith is coming on this week. His rankings come out earlier than everybody else's. Everybody else comes out on Wednesday. I will be intrigued to see how much these games where teams did not look like themselves at all will affect the rankings of Dan Zeus and the 81 people that do it at ESPN. Because what are your thoughts on the Chiefs? Chiefs continue to win. Continue to win. But the conversation is, Patrick Mahomes stinks this year. He don't have a clue. They don't know what they're doing. The defense, I guess, had a massive day, but was that against Jordan Love or was that against a great Packers offense? Is that against a Matt LaFleur-led offense that has been very successful against everybody? How do you judge the Chiefs after that game? I don't think anybody knows.
It's really tough because they did have a lot of zero blitzes. I know LaFleur talked about it afterwards. He tried to put all the blame on himself. We need a better plan against these zero. And I think, was it Troy Aikman? Was it Troy and Joe on the game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Terry.
So they did it. And Terry.
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw.
Terry
Bradshaw.
Yeah. TB12.
Yeah.
And Terry McAuley was on NBC. He gave an entire thing, but Terry Bradshaw, I think, was with Joe and Troy. He was trending through that entire.
Early on he was. But Troy did a good job of talking about it. He's like, do you think you would see this one-on-one coverage with Devontae Adams if Aaron Rodgers was out here? Like, no, you wouldn't. Like, that's a dream. No matter what the play is, if Aaron sees that, he's throwing it up to Devontae. No question.
It's fascinating because Jordan Love, obviously, has been compared to Aaron fucking Rodgers his entire NFL career. Like, that is what he's being compared to. It's not his fault. He was just hanging out at home. Remember draft night? Uh-huh. He was on that very nice couch with his family. Mm-hmm. He's just sitting there, and all of a sudden, the Packers trade up in the first round. I thought they traded. I was wrong on Twitter yesterday. I thought they didn't have a first-round pick. I thought they had an early second, and they traded up into the first round. I was wrong completely. But they trade up in the first round, just a couple months removed from giving up like 180 yards before contact in the NFC Championship game, seeing what everybody else is doing, adding weapons everywhere. They trade up in the first round to draft this guy who's sitting at home in a very nice house with his family, about to experience his dream come true. And the immediate reaction is, what the fuck is this guy getting drafted to this team for?
Yeah.
So literally, Jordan Love's first moments of his NFL life after he was drafted, probably fun. When he put the hat on, He got interviewed. I get to learn from Aaron. This is awesome. His family's there. And then he opened his phone or whatever, probably hit the Bird, the Bird app. And all of a sudden it's, this guy can't hold Aaron Rodgers' fucking jockstrap. What the fuck are we doing here? This is a project, but you're built to win right now. You're in a position to win right now. Why would you do this? Then videos surface of Jordan Love not doing great in a accuracy net drill. Those things hit the internet, and then the narrative gets even louder and louder. And then everything that happened with Aaron and Gutekunst and Murphy and the entire Green Bay Packers organization, then it got louder. This dude has been compared to, by all accounts, basically, the greatest football thrower in the history of throwing footballs his entire career. So it is not fair. We need to let everybody know that it is not fair. But after watching Jordan yesterday, an experience will maybe make him a better player. So he probably is in a project and needs a couple years or whatever the case is, even though he sat behind Aaron for over a year and a half now at this point. And Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for 1 year, played in the last game when the Chiefs were already in, beat the Broncos in Denver, and in practice everybody was like, hey, this guy's a fucking guy. Not that, once again, they'll be comparing Jordan Love to Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know what people, are trying to compare him to with them making a reasonable pick and deciding to pick Jordan Love over anybody else. Once again, not fair to Jordan Love. But you watch Jordan Love and you go, okay, experience is going to make him better. Maybe he will be a guy. But this team's going to need Aaron Rodgers. And not just for this year. It looks like it could potentially be a little bit, especially in Green Bay, Wisconsin, that isn't a free agent destination, assuming without Aaron Rodgers. I assume it was an eye-opening experience, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's something that we've kind of known all along. Like, that's fine. Yeah, he is a rookie. That was his first start. Like, you didn't expect him to
redshirt.
Yeah, redshirt. You didn't necessarily expect him to light the world on fire, but we've mentioned it. Like, they're built to win right now, and there is a possibility that he becomes that guy, and he's great. But what if he becomes a starter next year, they lose some of these pieces, and then they stink for the next 2 years? Like, what does that do for his confidence?
And what happens if Jordan Love gets that win last night somehow with how the defense was able to stop Patrick Mahomes in that offense, even after special teams blunder after special teams blunder after special teams blunder, with all the fuckery in the special teams?
They absolutely should have won. They
should
have won the game. Just no matter, you could keep Jordan Love playing exactly like he did if special teams would have taken care of business. Their defense played great. I feel like they should have won.
Yeah, and they had a chance to score and actually take the lead, or they would have been able to take the lead through a pick, but that's in the red zone. I mean, there was moments there where, what if the Packers win? What's the conversation this morning? I wonder, especially with what happened on Friday, even with how it looked. The conversation would be hysterical, and that goes back to the conversation of what the fuck is going on with the Chiefs? Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a knock on the Green Bay Packers defense, which looked unbelievable. It is a knock on the special teams, the way they performed. Snapper needs to tighten up, by the way.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Mason Crosby, they're trying to run his ass out of town. I think if you were to go back and watch the film, I'm not sure, but the people who do watch the film have decided to keep Mason Crosby through a lot because Mason Crosby is an unbelievable kicker. But that year where J.K. was a rookie and he was holding for him, I was going to talk about it in the Packers-Lions game, Week 17, because I got access to the film and watch it. The ball's spinning like every time he kicks it. Now, granted, hey, make the fucking kick, dude. All right, you're getting paid, I guess. But he is not being set up in the same position as other people. Normally when he misses, there's an operational issue. That's why he's so gray and still there. Okay, that is Mason Crosby, who's a stud. But the operation obviously let him down. There's 6 more points on the board right there.
Yeah.
Let alone the extra. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that could have went differently. And if the Packers win this game, what's the conversation today? That's all I can ask. The Patrick Mahomes thing would be loud.
Yeah, I think that would be the big takeaway because a lot of people were saying, like, statistically, Love outplayed Mahomes. Like, when you just look at the statistics, and if you watch the game, I don't think that's necessarily true. But again, like,
this is not a direct screenshot from a bad phone on a TV. No. Shut up.
But I think if the Packers win, like, that is what everyone's talking about today. Is like, hey, Mahomes stinks this year.
What's that all about, AJ? You think
I have no idea. I don't get it. I when I was watching live, because everyone, I feel like, I don't know, are people fans of Patrick Mahomes? I am. I want to see him do well. I want to see him get back to the magic he has.
He turned heel, dude.
Because of
his family.
But the last play of the game, I was like, I'm grasping anything. That was legit Patrick Mahomes, unbelievable play. He was super juiced, went crazy. I was thinking, all right, let's roll that momentum right down the road. Let's keep it moving till next week. Maybe you can take from that. You saw how excited he was. I was like, oh, man. And even his head, he's like, here we go. Now I'm back.
Remember, Aaron said last week it'll only take one play to potentially get you out or one play to potentially get you in a funk. Maybe that game-winning third and...
It was like 3rd and 10, I think.
Yeah. Whatever it was, yeah. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the play.
Escape the pocket, running for his life, threw that beautiful ball. Boom, game over.
Now, they're breaking down a lot of stuff on what decisions he's making and where he should be going. And I wonder if it's a completion like they have been in the past. None of the decision-making conversation is in there anymore because Patrick Mahomes has been doing things that decision-makers don't want them to. He's left-handed. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, Patrick Mahomes has made a living off of not making the decision that a lot of people would make because of his talent. Now that they're not hitting, the technique is getting broken down. The decision-making is getting broken down. But just like winning does to an organization, a couple completions change that entire narrative very quickly. Like, oh, he's back. Oh, he threw it into double coverage. Oh, yeah, but Tyreek Hill's there. Yeah. He got it. Travis Kelce was able to do that. Like, I think all these same potential conversations could have. Now, I should have watched more film. So it's not an absolute, and that's why I always say potentially, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm acting as if, this is a matter of fact, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm just hypothesizing the case that if you were to go back to during Patrick Mahomes' great run, I would assume there is some potential film that you could bring out and go, this was a terrible decision, but it worked out. This was a terrible decision, but it worked out. Oh, his technique is terrible. They've actually talked about him being able to stand and throw like this, but it worked out. The only thing that matters is if plays are being made, and as soon as that happens, all the other shit kind of gets thrown away, and hopefully he will become back to being the guy that we all love to watch, especially because he likes ketchup, which makes me like him even more. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Heinz ketchup. If you eat any other ketchup, you're an absolute stooge.
Hunt stinks.
That's what he eats, though. So.
Oh, yeah, because the owner, right?
Yeah. But he's also, like, to your point, like, he's missing guys even short. Like, there was one, like, 3rd down where he hit Kelce, like, a little bit behind instead of right in the bucket where he was expecting it. So it's like, even some of the little things he's kind of screwing up that he hasn't before.
Speaking of the little things, Jordan Love on a Devontae cross, and Troy, I think Troy said, if he leads him here, this is probably out and about. It's like, how about like Aaron would, right? Like that's where the difference is between the two guys. And that's like, Dak Prescott's one of those guys too. What the fuck?
Why?
Hey, they stink, dude. They absolutely stink. But let's get to a team that doesn't. Cleveland Browns might be better with no OBJ.
Whoa. Yeah.
Whew. For whatever reason, okay? I'm not saying it's because OBJ is the problem, okay? I'm not saying that's the case. But for whatever reason, sometimes when you remove something's presence, everybody else can gel and do much better together. For whatever reason. We saw it last year, and now I always said they were just learning Stefanski's offense. So by the end of the season, Baker probably had a much better grip of it. The rest of the team probably had a much better grip of it. They were able to do more. That's why they went on to win. But everybody said, no. When OBJ was on the field, they weren't good. He gets hurt. All of a sudden, the Browns going to run the offense looks much better than it's ever looked. They go win a playoff game in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, with how good that offense is, you bring a dynamic player like OBJ in there, Stefanski will be able to take advantage of it. Here we go. This team's going to go on to greater heights. They were not able to do that for whatever reason. Whether it is in the camp of OBS, that Baker didn't want to throw him the ball, Baker didn't want to have success, Baker didn't want Odell Beckham Jr. to shine, whatever. And I guess Baker came out and said, like, any conversation with Odell would be cool, let alone an apology. So maybe Odell Beckham was ghosting Baker, and Baker didn't like him for whatever reason. They didn't have a connection. The team was better without him. This weekend, in the battle of the
Give me a beer.
Is it again?
Both these teams are from where? Ohio?
Oh, that's right.
I'll tell you what, Jim. The Battle of Ohio. That team looked awesome. They looked inspired. Baker looked like he was having the time of his life. Cincinnati Bengals, that defense, they gave up 4 hunch to Mike White. a couple weeks ago. They just gave up a bunch to Baker without OBJ, which I think, once again, they do better somehow. But the Bengals might be dead, and the Browns might be alive. And is it because OBJ's not there anymore, AJ? Is that the reason why?
No, I mean, for whatever reason, Odell wasn't gelling with their offense. They didn't seem to have a good connection with Baker. I don't know if you heard Baker's post-game comments were great. He talked about how they're great friends. Haven't talked to him, but yeah, I'm still a great personal friend of him. Like, it was really good to hear him talk about it. You could tell, like, all right, like, yeah, Baker's ready to move on. He's ready to move on and not talk about Odell anymore.
Well, and Baker will. Everybody talks about Aaron being calculated with his words. Baker Mayfield very calculated as well. Do not get it twisted. What he's saying and the words that are coming out need to be listened to because they have been thought about. He's incredibly clever, obviously, and this weekend had to be a massive fuck you to everybody, which I think was one of my wins, by the way, because I thought to myself, Baker is hey, if he feels slighted or spite guy, he goes out and plays his best football. Last week seemed like it was a lot of slighting.
Well, they won because of Nick Chubb and their defense, though, to be honest. Baker played well, a couple nice deep balls, but they won because Nick Chubb's awesome and their defense played well.
Always have had Nick Chubb, except for the games where he was injured, obviously. Then Darius Johnson came in there. But even when Nick Chubb's on the field, they can't find Odell for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, like even when – now Nick Chubb – he's so powerful. He seems like he has great vision. And if he's even, he's leaving. He's faster than everybody. He is awesome to watch play football. And Andrew Berry knew that. I'm going to build up this offensive line. I'm going to get a tight end and Austin Hooper, who can road grade but also is good. They know that everything goes through the backfield, but it felt like Baker just was better when it wasn't happening. And I think Odell will go somewhere and hopefully have great success and love it and be able to continue to build on his legacy and hopefully turn things around as opposed to what happened in the Giants and the Browns. But Baker Mayfield might be painting himself for a pause. How is he doing this with a torn labrum, broken humerus? What if they go out and win this? He's going to get rich off of this.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Have they asked Jarvis about the whole Odell situation? Because him and Odell are very close.
He tweeted something about Odell being a great teammate or something.
Okay.
I forget what it was.
Give Baker a week. We'll see.
Yeah, he is coming. He's coming to town next week, and he's got Bill to deal with, so we'll see what happens.
And he only had 14 completions.
I
don't know about that.
They were efficient.
They're efficient.
Hey, they were efficient. They were efficient 14 completions.
Pick 6 to start off the game.
No, but Dane was saying, best quarterback in the league this morning. So
who?
Dane Orslowski was talking about Baker.
He wasn't saying that, Tony.
Did he really?
He didn't use those exact words, but
hey, I don't even know. AJ, I don't even know if you know this. What did he say? Did you hear what he said?
No, I just saw a tweet about.
He said they should, give Baker some credit because if he didn't play well, he'd be getting slaughtered today.
Oh, okay.
Very true. That's a fair point, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's gonna take a team friendly deal and get paid and go laughing, and the Browns are gonna continue to grow. That's what I think.
That'd
personally.
be sweet.
That'd be the move.
How come there's still a thought that a team's going to claim Odell? They have, I guess, until tomorrow to do so because the Browns are officially releasing Odell Beckham Jr. today. How come they didn't add in the in-game bonuses just to make it so big that, I don't understand how that...
Because I think they know if a team claims him, Odell's not going to go.
Yeah, well, that's what they've come out and said. There's going to be problems or something like that, or it's going to be confusing.
Who's going to want? It's true though. If you're a bad team and do you want to claim him and be like, hey, we can turn him around. We know this year we suck, but maybe next year we can sell him that we're going to be really good.
Oh, you tell me. Chop House or MCDC? You think they want to? I don't know about MCDC. Sirianni, he's getting flyers. He's getting his flyers. Yeah. This guy's getting his flyers, and he's getting upset about it. An entire bouquet was thrown on him in Philadelphia.
That's what they do to celebrate. Like, my daughter had a dance recital when she was like 5, and you bring her flowers afterwards to say, here, great job. Like, isn't that what they wanted to do?
I give this man his flowers.
Yes. Yeah.
In Philadelphia, say, here's your fucking roots and your foundation and your flowers right here, pal. But yeah, Odell's going to be a free agent. Where's he going to go? Who knows? Allegedly, Seattle is what Florio said last night on Football Night in America is interested. That'd be fascinating.
I did read. I saw. I didn't click on it, but I saw a headline where it said Odell Beckham Jr. wants to go to a playoff contender, and I was like, man, that is unbelievable, earth-shattering news. There, like, shocking that he wants to go to a good team.
Odell Beckham Jr. is looking to be a part of the offense and win a Super Bowl.
Oh.
So if you're one of those teams, that isn't going to do that, We won't show up. So just think about that. It is interesting how this will all pan out because what team will go get a shot?
But the Patriots, man. Would he go to the Patriots?
There has been reports of mutual interest, but
Well, and Mac Jones would be able to hit him, I assume.
Oh yeah, that offense.
And Bill Belichick will be able to figure it out. But there has been people that have gone to New England and not worked.
Yes.
That is, everybody talks about all the people that have gone to New England and it has worked. There have been people that it hasn't, and I don't think it's because of personality. It's because of the way the offense is.
Yeah, wide receivers especially, more so than most players. When they do go there, it hasn't worked out, like you said.
Let's talk about another team in the NFL where I think, I think some questions have to be asked. Does Kyle Shanahan stink as a coach?
Oh. Hey, I mean, I don't think he stinks, but there's definitely some real questions about him as a play caller and a head coach right now.
It is getting loud on the Shanahan is not a good head coach circuit.
Yeah. What's going on? Like, what's the issue?
Matt Nagy has a better winning percentage than fucking Shanahan. And Matt Nagy's on the hottest of hot seats all the time. And then
Probably Nagy's agent is pushing that out every single day to people.
I'd assume it's somebody related to the Chicago Bears head coach and Matt Nagy up there. He might be the person that actually told everybody that the offense coordinator is only as good as the head coach allows him to be, which is fascinating. Bring that text back up, though, and tweet back up. Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan were both hired in 2017 to take over struggling NFC West teams. Here's how it's gone. Rams, 68.5% win percentage, fourth best overall. Losing seasons, 0, 3 playoff berths, 1 Super Bowl loss. The 49ers with Shanahan, 44% winning percentage, 19th best. 1 winning season, 1 playoff berth, 1 Super Bowl loss. And there's a bunch of stats that have been coming out about the success of Lynch and Shanahan, minus that 1 year where they went on an incredible run. And now I'd assume Shanahan and Lynch people would come out and say, we're playing with our 4th and 5th quarterbacks a lot of the time. We got kicked out of our stadium last year.
Yeah.
Our stadium actually, the city our stadium is in told us we can't play there because of the COVID protocols. We had to go live in a hotel. Well, speaking of COVID, we got COVID and we got injured on our team. So I think they would want to rule out that particular season or when they don't have Jimmy G. But the stats are alarming, and it's going to get loud, especially when you lose to Colt McCoy and James Conner, who ran wild all over you, brother. I mean, it's getting loud for Shanahan, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's fine. I don't know. Let's say they lose the rest of their games this season. Don't you think they still give Shanahan at least 1 more year?
Oh.
They would have to, right? Because they allowed him.
And Trey Lance, don't they want to see him try to develop Trey Lance?
Yeah.
What about all these rumors coming out, though, that said that Shanahan really wanted Mac Jones the whole time? And
how's that even happen?
Well, now he does because Mac's playing well. Now it's easy to say.
Yeah, hindsight's a beautiful thing for people, for anonymous sources, too, you know? How's it even happen? Because they were both tied at the hip whenever they were at that press conference just a couple days before the draft. And John Lynch said, I mean, in my contract, I guess I am the person that makes the decision, but I would be an idiot if I did not consult with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and somebody of Kyle Shanahan's, pedigree to talk about what quarterback is going to be the quarterback of our future. So is that just all bullshit?
Yeah, and Shanahan also did say in that press conference, we saw the Mac Jones narrative and we decided, we'll let that run because we were not interested.
So maybe Shanahan stinks.
And what happens if Lance isn't good when he does come and start? Then do you say, all right, Shanahan?
Well,
nice try.
Hey,
maybe.
Is it a package deal though? If Shanahan goes, do they fire Lynch as well?
Yeah, what is it? They're 17 and what?
19 and 37, I think, without the Super Bowl year.
In that Super Bowl year, their defense was unbelievable.
Yeah, Bob Saleh's gone.
Yep.
That defense is gone. Bosa's still there, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's still a couple pillar pieces.
Fred Warner's still there.
Buckner's gone though.
Yeah, they traded Buckner out of town, and Buckner came out and said, I wanted to stay here. They told me to get scram.
Yeah.
What is going on in San Fran? But let's talk about what's going on in Phoenix. Cliff Kingsbury, without Kyler Murray, iced out on the sideline. Iced out on the sideline. Nice. Incredible costume out of Kyler Murray for not playing. He's injured. You got to go on to Colt McCoy. Man out of Texas, go on and hook 'em, horns.
Hook 'em.
He's been in the NFL forever. What are they going to do? Are they going to be able to adapt, especially without DeAndre Hopkins? Will they be able to win a game like they were able to do in the past without a head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach? Will they be able to go in and win with all the excuses already built in against a Niners team that got George Kittle back and the team ready? Will they be? Hey, this Cardinals team's for real. James Conner, he's a whole different player than he was in Pittsburgh, and maybe Pittsburgh wasn't using him right, but he is. All the glimpses of greatness that we saw in Pittsburgh out of James Conner seems to be happening on a much more regular basis with the Arizona Cardinals. Is it because the way the offense is structured? Is it because the way it's going? Who knows? I don't know if anybody cares, but the Cardinals defense showed up. Cardinals offense without like MVP candidate, 2 of them playing, they showed up. This Cardinals team seems to be for real.
I mean, they stole a game. You think, hey, we're out our stud quarterback and our stud number 1 receiver, and we're playing the Niners. Okay, well, this is going to be an uphill battle. We just got to get through this thing. And they actually played very well, and they beat them. Like, they didn't steal. They beat them. And I think their defense plays physical. They're fun to watch. And going back, Titans, I just wanted to mention, like, their defense, I don't know how they've played all year, but these guys can tackle. If you watch that game, you see, like, there's not a whole lot of yak. They tackled Jeffrey Simmons, obviously, at the game of his life, too. Great time to do it. But, man, if their defense can even play, like, 80% of that level that they did last night, like, they're going to be in good shape.
In Los Angeles on primetime Sunday Night Football, great time to have the game of your life.
Didn't they just seem like they were so physical?
Flying around. I mean, a lot of helmet. Like, it felt like it was a lot of contact, you know? It felt like there was a lot of contact, and it didn't seem like anybody was backing down. Is that something that's new? Is that something
I think it's the at least from what I've seen, it's the best that they've looked this year so far defensively, like overall. But I was just more impressed with how they tackled so well at all 3 levels and how fast they are.
Well, so let's talk about that a little bit. How come that doesn't? Isn't that like an effort thing? How come that doesn't show up every single week? You think?
Yeah, I mean, tackling is a huge part of it is effort, but it's also like confidence, using your leverage, where your help is, all of that. And they just seem to like they had it going from early on in the game, and they just seem to build confidence, I think, as the game went.
You think Vrabel put the helmet on this week in practice and said, "This is what we need to do"?
Oh yeah.
You think he said we need to toughen up?
It would not shock me if Vrabel. He probably wouldn't even put a helmet on. He would just get in there and be headbutting dudes and throwing hands.
Legend.
Hey, he's awesome, huh?
Yeah, he's the man. Yeah.
They show him a lot on TV now. He got a lot of TV time last night, and he was like looking in people's. You know, it felt like he was trying to like look in the eyes of his players after he like genuine concern, but also. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Are we all right? Yeah, okay, feels like we're good. Let's go somewhere else. He would pat him on the back, turn him around, and like, hey, look at me. Like, we need to look at it. All right. Felt like it was almost like a soul check real quick. Like, okay, are we confident? Are we okay? And also, I do care. Tell me how you feel. I like what he has become as a head coach. And obviously, the results are speaking for themselves. Their resume is insane over there. And if they can continue to tackle, that's the easiest way to take a big jump, right, in the defensive game. Good tackling.
Good like solid tackling. Don't let him get any extra yards. Like those little like, okay, dude catches the ball for 5 yards. He gets 4 extra that he shouldn't because the guy's hanging on tackling. It's not like a solid tackle. Those guys, if he catches at 5, you tackle him at 5, and you do that consistently throughout the night, which is what they did. Like, it's going to pay off, and I think it did last night.
Yeah, because they're going to get completions, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Always.
one completion cannot turn into a fucking 50-yard, 30-yard, 40-yard. Yak cannot be the thing that breaks our back.
Ooh.
Got to be sound tacklers. Got to be able to do that.
Look at you. Yak cannot break our back. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that the first time you ever said that?
No, I heard it before, I think, numerous times, obviously.
It makes sense. I don't think I've ever heard it. It makes sense,
I think
though.
you might have just made that up.
Oh, okay. Bars, dude. Look at
Let's
that.
go.
Congrats.
Hey,
man.
all you sports media people, you can use it, by the way. And shout out to the guy that didn't ask the tough enough follow-up questions that you guys let slip past the goalie on the immunized questions. So go ahead and use it. Go ahead and do your thing. You know what I mean, AJ?
Yeah, I know. You seem to be bothered by people thinking that you didn't ask the tough questions.
Well, these motherfuckers, it's their fault we're here to begin with.
Who cares, man?
You're right.
I mean, come on now. We know. Okay,
You're right.
You know, in the middle of what's going on and what's happening, Aaron coming on Friday, no matter how you handle it, it's going to be wrong. So guess what? Who cares?
Yeah, but I thought I could maybe find the right answer in there.
You were great. You did great. Like, just all you can do is be you and be authentic and be real, and everyone else, who cares? Doesn't matter.
Thank you, AJ. Hey, AJ.
Holy shit.
Just saying, people don't. Yeah, there's always going to be issues. That's how it should be. Everyone shouldn't be all on board and say, "Oh, this is awesome" or "This is all terrible." There should be everything in between.
I agree. Hey, here, AJ.
Here, AJ.
Hey, yeah. Huh?
in a conversation about that stuff too. I mean, no matter what, some people are going to have a problem.
You gotta. Hey, man! Hey! Little protein shake from the meathead in the attic over there.
If somehow a massive bottle would have came in your shot.
Yeah. What if that would have just taken over? That would have been awesome. We're not that good of a show. I wish we would have been able to do that.
What are you going to do?
Speaking of our show, Zito put together an entire new switching system this weekend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
A lot of machines, a lot of plugins, all that shit. We appreciate you, Z. Thank you, man.
Team effort.
Yeah, I mean, there was people that helped you for sure, but this is straight out of the Zito brain. I actually got a chance to chat with him and catch up with him last night about what all he did. I feel like I learned a lot.
Hell yeah.
The 10 input can also be this input. These have to be stagnant. These can be motion. We can do this to this. We don't know why the IP address was set back to factory standard, which wasn't connecting to this one because of this. It's amazing what's in that brain of yours, Zito. Honestly, it is amazing. And I don't know how all the roads connect. I don't know how the roads connect, but I know we're live right now on youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
You're right. I'm not actually that upset, by the way, but I do think I have it was actually kind of a freeing feeling this weekend because I realized that I was in a no-win situation, like you said.
Yeah.
And people were going to potentially hate me either way. And it didn't affect me as much as I thought. I had to take care of Valerie, my dog, this weekend with my beautiful wife, Samantha. Valerie's coming out of surgery. She hates the cone. Her thing is in her incision is gnarly. It's a big one. It's on her back right leg. So we could take the cone off her to chill, but we have to watch her because she can't lick that whole thing. So there's a lot of, parenting this weekend with Sam, a lot of conversation with Sam as randomly I'd get tweets or see my dumbass face pop up on screen somewhere. It's like, oh my God, why am I on that channel? Holy hell, there's no reason for that. And it's like, oh, well, it's talking about Aaron. And then a new wave would come in the Twitter mentions, immediately after that appearing. And it was a pretty freeing feeling to be like, well, there was really nothing I could do there. There was really nothing I could do there. And I'm going to take that into a lot bigger thing. But anytime I have a point to potentially make with these fucking grandstanding pieces of shit who act like they're the smartest humans on earth, I'm definitely going to take the opportunity to take the ball and Gronk spike it.
Hell yeah.
And that's what I got a chance to do today. Because the only reason we're here is because there was no follow-up question to the immunized statement.
That's right.
So for you coming after me about follow-up questions, it's like, who are you? Who are you? And what book did you read? And what education, school, college did you go to ask that question? Because I bet there was a lot of your peers sitting in the immunized room whenever that whole thing happened, and they must have missed that chapter. Is there any conversation there? AJ, so that's why today has been the way it has been today, AJ.
I mean, good for you. I like it. On Monday, you should be a little testy.
No, I'm overreacting on Monday.
Overreaction Monday.
It's Overreaction Monday. By the way, that spike went boom, off the wall, up here, off the desk, off of Santa, into Ty's hands, right back to me. And that's the full circle of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I got quickly before you go to break. What was Romo trying to say? What did he think the game was called?
God. What is it?
Bro,
You've heard the old guy at the end of the bar.
He's a babbling stooge.
Listen, Corona Tone probably has his crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Right? I assume that there are people that love him, but it does appear as if, and this happens with me too, he's gotten to the point where he's very comfortable. And there is just no, there's no thought that, people are watching this. And that's what a lot of people strive for in this world, is to get to a point where you can be as comfortable on camera and with a microphone in your hand that you can just be your true self and just let it eat and dance as if nobody's watching. That's what everybody's trying to do. Tony Romo has hit that point.
Oh, yeah.
And he's covering games as if no one's listening.
Yeah.
And for that, I guess he should be commended, but there is shit pouring out of his mouth every week that you were like, Tone, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Are you all right? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of potential predicting going on. I feel like I did and have learned from Tony Romo. But every week he's on a game, there's a lot of, and it's not just us that think this, by the way. Normally, Corona Tone does well on the internet. Not as well as the name Rogan, but Corona Tone is definitely in there. People going, what is wrong What is wrong with this dude? Who knows? He's just being Dahn.
Do you think Nance is getting sick of him?
Oh, yeah.
See, I didn't think so because I thought Nance this week much better than weeks past.
Helping him
Because
out
he realizes
almost.
he's got to carry it.
He just needs to tell Tony to put the bottle down. I mean, Jesus
We don't
Christ.
know if that's the case.
Well,
Bottles.
Well,
there is.
and those Corona bottles are built well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just big.
Previous Tony statements have directed us to this, conclusion. It's not as if he hasn't done anything.
Let's get to a break. What was he trying to
That is impressive. You're right, though. You bring up a good point. It's like me sitting there on the couch, like asking my son, okay, what is this game? They call this the...
Everybody listening? Nobody's listening.
Just throw random words out.
He just, you know what I mean? And there's a couple moments where that happens on SmackDown. For instance, there will be full laughing moments by me in situations that I'm probably not supposed to laugh at. And I think to myself, oh no, people are listening to me right now. And I have a couple of those, I got to get better. But he does have the carefreeness that nobody's listening, which I guess all broadcasters are trying to get to. And he's getting paid 17 M's a year, so good on him.
Find your beach. That's what they say.
Well, and also put him in your ear, Toast. Could you imagine him in your ear?
Oh,
no,
man.
thank you. Tostitos. No, thank you.
Gonna do it.
I got enough going on in here. I don't need Corona tone in there.
Cut my ears
Tostito
off.
tone in there.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side. Maybe some phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. What do you think, AJ?
Oh, yeah. Don't they have like 15 original flavors right now?
Well, they always have 15 flavors, but they definitely do have some right now. And also, just be a friend, tell a friend. Are we not playing music? Oh, it got muted.
Oh, on Spotify.
There it is.
Okay.
This little country tune, you know? A little beat in the back. Because a little bit of a hint on who's joining us in about, 15, 20 minutes.
Is it Garth Brooks?
Legend.
Ooh.
It's not Garth Brooks.
Dang.
Bigger.
It is.
There is not bigger.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Time while you punish me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is he coming on?
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me.
What time?
Turn off the TV, the only BS that I need is beers and sunshine. Like 15, 20 minutes. Darius Rucker.
That's awesome. He's a big football guy.
Yeah, he likes the Dolphins. They beat the Texans. They stink, though. We'll see if he's still crying because of them. We're back in 4 minutes. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Overreaction Monday, November 8th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now. You know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There was a lot more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What's that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm clock.
We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let... I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah!
Thank you, Coach. Show here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. This holiday season, I'm giving thanks to our friends at Manscaped. Gift yourself Manscaped or the man in your life who needs it. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. Have 4 million men worldwide gone to manscaped.com/Pat?
I think that's what that's implying, yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Hey, shout out to all. Hey, shout out to the 4 million.
Clean bush.
I don't think that's the case, but you think your holiday spread is good? Well, it's not. It's got nothing on the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, or as I like to call it, the perfect package for your package to be perfect. Inside, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whack ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. Manscaped has been busy and just launched their redefined body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner.
Wow.
Both feature the Manscaped signature scent and will help unlock your confidence this season.
Okay.
Your boys and body will be oh so fresh and oh so clean when you start off your self-care routine with the ultimate body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. Gifting Manscaped is the ultimate hack to becoming the family favorite.
Oh.
Get 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. That's 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/Pat. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Hell yeah.
Got about 2 minutes left here on SiriusXM as we will end the hour live at youtube.com/Pat McAfee Show as we move into Beers and Sunshine.
No.
Did you know Darius was coming on?
No, I had no idea.
Listen, I got an email, I guess a couple weeks ago, said maybe, and then now it's been confirmed. Shout out to the Bookers.
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, shout out to the Bookers.
Here we go.
This is somebody we could have never got on the show. Probably been trying for a long time.
Yep.
Because not only did Hootie carry me through a lot of karaoke evenings through high school and in college and everything like that, but his wordplay and his songs are just so goddamn beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Magnificent.
You know what I mean, AJ?
What's he promoting? Does he have a new album or a new tour coming out?
He has an intimate theater tour going on right now because normally he does big venues. Obviously, you sit in the grass, you have a good time with little beers and sunshine. You have a good time with old Darius up there. Now he's doing a little intimate theater show, which I can't wait to hear about, learn about. How'd you make that decision? What's going to happen? We'll talk to him in about 10 minutes or so.
Very excited.
Very excited. What have we not talked about? Oh, Russell Wilson's back.
Here we go.
Russell Wilson's back. He'll be playing against the Green Bay Packers this weekend. There's a statement from Dr. Steve Shin that we will get to in about 25 seconds or so that needs to be heard and read about how great Russell Wilson is at quarterback and recovering and everything like that. Russell Wilson back this weekend against Green Bay Packers, who also have Aaron Rodgers back. A Clash of the Titans who are returning on Sunday. Darius Rucker in 6 minutes. Nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Let's go.
Well done.
All right, so the I'm out. Hey, me and Sirius right now, I think we're potentially in a little bit of a thing.
Why?
Well, they had to give the okay for, because I was watching a couple different places. And it's okay if they're the ones that were reached out to or whatever the case is, but there was a lot of courtesy of SiriusXM not to even to our show in a couple different places, and we went through all our emails like, oh, we didn't hear from these people. So these people went to our YouTube, and then they would have had to reach out to Sirius, and then allegedly Sirius didn't okay. And it's cool if you're the connect and you put Sirius on there, but also give love to the actual home of where the video actually came from, which is what our business is, which is the company that owns the show.
Right.
Huh.
But that's just me putting on executive cap and being like, you guys kind of fucked us there. And then taking the executive cap off and being like, pretty cool to be on ABC, though.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of a double-edged thing. Whatever the case. I don't think anybody listens over there. I have no idea.
That's serious?
Yeah. I have no fucking idea. No, I'm not talking
I know
about
people that do. I know people that tell me they only listen. I was like, oh, okay, that's different.
How?
I guess because they're in their car, they're traveling, they can't really watch it.
I respect that. And we appreciate what the Sirius platform is. And I assume that there's a lot of people, maybe a lot of truck drivers send us tweets and stuff. They listen to the podcast. I'd assume they potentially also listen to the live version whenever they have it. Whatever the case. We don't talk to anybody over there, like at all. I don't talk to anybody over there.
It's kind of weird. It is kind of a weird setup you have.
Yeah, I don't talk to anybody over there, like at all. You would just assume that an email would be like, hey, we got this from blah, blah, blah. This is what we're going to do. Is that cool? All good. There's just, I feel like there's a potential proper, it just seems like good business.
Well, especially when they have a penchant for sending, 15,000 emails, and then something like this comes along, you can't forward it, but, some of the other stuff, you just get inundated with it, just email, and then...
It's fascinating. AJ, it's very, very fascinating, our relationship with Sirius, and I assume it'll end. But we appreciate them. They'll be a cool part of the entire thing. I just think,
What's Mad Dog going to do without this lead-in?
Well, there's another guy I've never talked to really other than one time.
Yeah.
And he has said some things that, obviously the narrative is he doesn't like us. And it's like, I give you a lot of, every time I read SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, like that is a lot. Like I say that a lot. I say that more than these motherfuckers. And you know how much these motherfuckers are paying to be our exclusive sports book? I mean, it is, a fascinating thing because I enjoy radio, I started almost in radio with Bob and Tom. I have the utmost respect for the intimate nature of what the car relationship is because my dad and I spent a lot of time on the road going to soccer tournaments every single weekend, literally in the car going to practice on the other side of town 3-4 nights a week, then traveling for the game. I was in the car a lot. I understand the greatness of radio and appreciate it, but also like, hey, fuck off too. You know what I mean? Like that is...
Yep.
A lot of that today.
Good. That's fine.
I need to get out of that. You know what I mean?
No, you're fine. Just let it be. Just work yourself through it.
I am.
It's good to watch. It's fun to watch in real time.
Well, the executive ball cap's going on and off here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, should I?
I'm glad. I'm glad you're upset because I think I would. I feel like I had some of that coming into today, and you're easing my tension. I feel like
it's all in the hips. Ease the tension, baby. Ease the tension, baby.
Kevin Nealon's awesome. We should have him on the show.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Kevin Nealon come on. We'll see. Maybe the Bookers will throw a Hail Mary. But we do. You know what I mean? We do potentially. I mean, Darius Rucker is going to be a great conversation. That's in about 2 minutes. We have to go through this Russell Wilson stuff, though.
Yes.
this statement from Dr. Steve Shin with a Seattle Seahawks letterhead on top of it.
Wait, so is this the Seahawks doctor or is this his doctor?
We don't know. We don't know if this is the hand doctor associated with the Seahawks. We don't know if this is his doctor getting okayed by the Seahawks. All I know is there is a Seahawks logo right above statement from Dr. Steve Shin. So let's assume that this is associated with the Seahawks. On October 7, 2021, Russell Wilson sustained severe injuries to the middle finger of his right throwing hand during a game. He had immediate surgery the following day in the form of a repair of a fractured dislocation of his proximal interphalangeal joint and an extensor tendon rupture mallet finger.
Okay.
Of course.
Yep.
Dr. Steve Shin fucking knows his audience, dude. Although this is a finger doctor, okay? Although this was uncharted territory, parentheses, I have never in my career seen such a severe injury to the throwing hand of an NFL quarterback. I have also never encountered a player so committed to his post-operative therapy and with so much conviction to return to the same, if not better, level of performance as he had pre-injury. I am absolutely amazed at his progress, so much so that I can now confidently clear him for full return to play without reservation.
Wow.
So Dr. Steven Shin also did Drew Brees in 2019.
So Drew Brees ain't never fucking worked like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You see Drew Brees pushing those sleds in parking lots. You see him working hard. You see him taking those same mental reps that Russell Wilson was taking. It's me. I am the guy, Dr. Steve Shin. But I want to let you know right now, that guy on Football Night in America ain't got nothing on this Russell Wilson motherfucker when it comes to post-operative rehab.
Hell yeah.
Russell Wilson's back this weekend. Hour 3 begins in 3 seconds.
Just as I was starting to like him.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Hour 3 here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. Yeah. There it is. Here we go. This is a big time hour 3 because an absolute icon, legend, a man who I think everybody in this is a fan of.
Oh, yeah.
big
Massive
time.
fan.
Where we grew up in Plum, I guess there's people that yell Freebird at places. Where we grew up, you yell, play some Hootie! Hootie! Legit. That is how, we were probably pretty obnoxious at some places. I think we weren't that self-aware. We were at places that maybe wouldn't normally play Hootie and the Blowfish, but we took a stand that Hootie and the Blowfish was a band that we enjoyed hearing. And then when Darius Rucker split away from the Blowfish and went and did his own thing, I wasn't thrilled about it. But then I started hearing what Darius Rucker was putting out. I'm like, this song, bitch, is good. Yeah. Then they did the group therapy tour with Hootie and the Blowfish a couple of years ago, and then COVID came in and kind of wrecked that. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is the man that's about to join us for the first time ever, I have followed diligently as a massive fan because the way he plays, the songs he sings, his presence and performance is just all one that is good vibes. Mm-hmm. In good times.
Mm-hmm. What?
He's a football fan, sings about it, talks about it. And this is a big day for us.
Huge.
The world is talking about our show because of something that happened on Friday in which, everybody has weighed in. The entire globe, the universe, politicians got involved from both sides. Both political parties, news networks went out and had their reactions to what happened on Friday. All the sports folks had their reactions to what happened on Friday. I hope they do the exact same for the fucking conversation with a legend that is about to take place. Right, he's not here. This has been like a 3-minute thing here.
I'm a little worried.
It's been like a 3-4 minute thing. I was trying my best.
I thought he was on the whole time.
No. Yeah, as it was going, it was just like, I would like to let the world know how appreciative I am of this human and what he does. But also, he's not on now. We're still waiting. Will he ever join us? He's contemplating. Is this the show with that anti-vaxxer? What if he has no idea who we are? He just found out right now, and that's what the
Nope.
No. I seen them on TV this weekend.
Yeah. I hope it's not a tailgating situation either.
What?
Hey, you like tailgating?
No, Darius Rucker,
dude,
get
it's
the fuck
fucking
out of
Hootie.
here.
Come on.
No, get out of here, dude.
Come on.
Don't even put that out.
I'm just saying.
Dude, get out of the studio.
I'm worried.
Get out of the studio. You do not deserve to even be in here with that potential thought.
Okay.
This ain't Jerry Rice-A-Roni.
No.
I'm close.
You know, CMAs are Wednesday, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Is Darius winning them all?
Should
Should be if he's not.
How many
Wagon Wheel.
CMAs is he up for? He hosted it one year, by the way. It was great. That's why I know he's going to be good on this show. No,
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude.
Okay.
Luke Bryan's hosting this one.
That some bitch is, he does a lot of hip stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him perform at Peyton Manning had a Children's Hospital Foundation fundraiser at like a FedEx air hangar thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was huge. It was massive. It was obviously, and they brought him out, and this was before he had completely did the thing. And Peyton actually introduced him as, this guy is about to be the biggest star in the world. And he agreed to do this or whatever a year ago when he had no idea what could potentially be happening. This is probably the last time I'll ever be able to get him to do this. And this is Peyton Manning speaking like this. And then he came out and he treated it, I think, like a victory lap almost. Or it was like his last performance, I think, before he became like mega.
Big time?
He was just, he was humping everybody out there.
Really?
I mean, his guitar guy could get it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
The microphone got it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, hey, can you bring Connor up and show me what he was doing?
No, this is Luke Bryan's move. I'm not saying it, but he would literally drop that thing
Don't think
on
he's
him.
humping his dudes?
Oh, yeah.
No. It was
tasteful.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was a show. I mean, he's just out there. I mean, he goes all in.
He's a big dude.
He's a big star, too. I mean, he's a good host.
Yeah.
Huge star,
So
yeah.
many bangers.
But he did drop it on a guy, and it was amazing while he was singing it. It was he didn't miss a tone in that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He just hunts, too. Peyton said if he could be shooting something right now, he would be. He wouldn't want to be here, but anything for a good cause.
Hell yeah. Wow. That sounds good. You've been working on the guitar?
Well, I did tone it and tune it or whatever it's called.
Okay.
You know, because I knew Hootie was going to be here.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, see, this is what I was
We
talking
are
about.
8 minutes into an intro.
Where's Hootie?
Definitely call him Hootie. I'm sure he loves that.
What?
He has not answered yet.
Beers and sunshine. I forgot my time. I ain't talking Dolphin football.
They play Wagon Wheel.
All right, let's move on. Gotta talk football. That's a shame.
It is.
Hey, that
shame.
Russell Wilson statement from that doctor is unbelievable.
Let's read it back.
That is awesome.
Let's read it back just to go through it again because there was a couple words that I hit that I didn't
Hey,
think I
was
would
that
hit.
was that on the Seattle website or was this just put out?
Where did we find this? Was this tweeted by a social media account?
Oh, this is from actual Seahawks Twitter.
Seahawks Twitter account, yeah. Okay, perfect. Statement from Dr. Steve Shin via the Seattle Seahawks social media pages.
Mm-hmm.
On October 7, 2021, Russell Wilson sustained severe injuries to the middle finger of his right, throwing, hand during a game. He had immediate surgery the following day in the form of a repair of a fractured dislocation of his proximal interphalangeal joint and an extensor tendon rupture, mallet finger.
Of course.
Although this was uncharted territory, I have never in my career seen such a severe injury to the throwing hand of an NFL quarterback.
It begins right there.
I have also, this one not in parentheses, by the way. So this one taken out of parentheses. This one not a side note.
No.
This one needs to be heard. I have also never encountered a player so committed to his post-operative therapy and with so much conviction to return to the same, if not better, level of performance as he had pre-injury. I am absolutely amazed at his progress, so much so that I can now confidently clear him for full return to play without any reservation. Dr. Steve Shin says, guess what? You want to win? Put Russ in. You can do that now. I confidently can say he's cleared to play, and this son of a bitch might be the hardest working dude I've ever seen in my entire life. That's what Dr. Steve Shin just said.
Yeah, like I said, I was just starting to like Russell Wilson too, and now
Hey, this
unfortunately
isn't Russ.
I have to
Dude.
hop back on and hate his guts again. And I don't know if I hate him more or if this asshole Dr. Steve Shin more. I just, come on. I mean, what, the guy Superman?
Yeah.
Apparently he is.
Yes.
Apparently
Great.
he is.
Hey, and I hate
He
to
is.
break this to everybody that's potentially doubting this story. TJ Watt told Rich Eisen he did kick his agents out of the. Hey, get the fuck out!
Yeah.
Hell yeah. As we knew.
Wow.
Walked in, signed the deal.
Wow.
That's what Russell Wilson does. Pull the pin, let's go win. My middle finger here, I got mallet hand. Of course. I got mallet hand. Everybody knows it.
Mallet finger.
Huh?
Mallet finger, I think.
What?
What?
Anyways, you're right. Yeah, mallet finger.
Don't listen to this guy about fingers.
Well, yeah. Hey,
how
listen,
would
this
you
guy's
know?
got 6 mallet
Or
fingers.
listen to me about it.
AJ Hawk's got 6 mallet fingers. What is it? Do you know a lot about that? Because you've dislocated everything in there. Is this the worst injury you've ever seen in football?
It's sure sounding like it is, yeah.
I thought so too.
Hey, we need who's our guy? Who can help us out here? Maybe Taylor Lewan. Maybe he can come out and put a statement about his recovery from his last ACL. Maybe and I know he didn't play last game. We need another player to get another doctor to write something about them like this.
Oh, you're talking about how.
So it's a big competition. Hey, whose doctor can write the most glowing report on you?
Well, I did appreciate the fact that the foot doctor for the Colts, instead of writing a report, he actually just said, it's going to take 2 to 3 years to recover from this.
Good luck.
2 to 3 years for these surgeries. Good luck. Oh, these guys came back early. Was it the surgeon or was it them? You tell me. Riddle me this. The Seahawks Dr. Steve Shin, though, he knows.
Yeah.
Knows.
Russell Wilson butters the bread that the Seahawks eat their sandwiches on.
Yeah.
Okay, and after this offseason where Russ and, potential Seahawks were in disarray and who wants to be who, let Russ cook, but he can't cook because he gets hurt, but then he doesn't get hurt, and whatever the case is. Dr. Steve Shin knew the job whenever he signed up.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's a fucking poet. And I hope that one day I'll have a doctor that will release a medical statement like that about me.
Yeah.
I wonder if Russell Wilson had editorial control over that. Hey, Steve, make sure people know I'm the hardest working guy. I'm the toughest guy on the face of the earth.
They probably sent it to him.
Worst injury of all time.
Yeah.
The interphalangeal, that's no joke.
Yeah, you can just add it in a parenthesis, right? Can you just say it's the worst injury you've ever seen, I'm the hardest working guy in a parenthesis? Then it's not actually your words. It's kind of like a sidebar. Can you do that? What if that is what Russell's team, which we know is deep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let us run this thing up
Because
a little bit. Let's punch this son of a bitch up a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely did that. And what they say, this guy did Breeze surgery. I mean, he made a run last year when they were like, hey, Drew Brees is playing football with 38 broken ribs, 2 collapsed lungs, and, he can barely even, he's pooping his pants, and he doesn't know why, but he's going to come back, and he's going to be better than ever.
The diaper combos about Drew were not as loud as they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
He was wrecked last year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Dr. Steve Shin didn't do any of the surgeries because he's a finger doctor.
Oh, I thought maybe he just took a run at ribs and lungs.
Maybe
and stuff
Dr.
like that.
Steve Shin he knows. Yeah. He literally said this is the hardest I've ever seen somebody work in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Russ is back. It's all you need to know. As a Packers owner,
Watch out.
That's why you're so upset, because you're
Watch out.
shaking in your boots.
Yeah,
for Russ
right.
to
Put
come
a
to
fucking
town.
helmet right on that finger on the
No,
first series and do it all night.
Hey.
Let's see if that thing holds up.
hey, that's disgusting for you to say that, okay? These are humans.
That's football.
These are humans.
That's football.
Speaking of that's football, did you see Mac Jones try to rip that guy's leg off?
Hell yeah.
Have you seen that video yet? And what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw Bill even came out and said he thinks that Mac thought he had the ball, right?
Trying to make a tackle.
By the way, could have thought that. I mean, he just got hit. He lost the
Even
ball.
if he didn't, hey, that's your quarterback, man. Your quarterback's doing stuff like that. I think his team will rally around him.
I think his teammates will love it as well. Do you think this potentially puts a little bit of a target on old Mac amongst the defensive conversation?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, possible. But guess what? Every quarterback has a target on him, and if I really want to hurt this dude, it's going to be a penalty. That's the problem.
A little bit different though, right? Like Aaron is a quarterback who has a target on him, but not until that Arizona guy.
True.
Earl grade him. Normally, it's a little different. I think there's now. Granted, Robert Mathis has been very open that he hates all quarterbacks. He fucking hates them. Defense, pass rushers hate quarterbacks. I understand that, but I feel like there could be, and I've never been in the position. You have, I have not. But if Burns' friends or anything around the league at all, after what Mac did,
Oh, yeah.
he double leg tripped him on the other thing and then twisted this when he landed on it. I don't know how hurt he was. Do we know how hurt Burns was? He was quite a sell.
He came back in the game. He kept playing, and then he ended up hurting Damian Harris later on in the game. So, you know,
the game did it.
And, you know, all defensive linemen should take note because Mac Jones will break somebody's leg if they come after him like Brian Burns did.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we have a chance to talk to somebody.
Go ahead.
Turn off the TV. Beers and sunshine. He makes South Carolina sound like a great place, by the way.
That's right.
Almost bought a house this morning, listened to a couple of his songs about South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, I hopped on Zillow, went down to Charleston just to see what they were cooking out there.
Let's go.
Just listening through the old Rolodex, you know, trying to get reacquainted with the incredible mind and, you know, voice of the man who's joining us. No, he's not.
Call in.
I was worried.
I don't want to do another 10-minute intro.
I don't blame you.
I'd like him to at least hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I've left a lot of my good shit out there already, too.
Yeah.
You know
Hey, I
what
heard Burns and Mac they like played against each other in high school, though.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what you were alluding to earlier about a deep history.
Yeah, and they mentioned it, and Mac Jones says he still remembers Brian Burns celebrating and dancing all over him after it happened.
Brian
after he
Burns
sacked
been
him.
whooping his ass for a long time.
That's right.
Well,
We
Brian
won
Burns-
24-6.
Brian Burns lost to Mac Jones. And Brian Burns' quarterback stinks, it appears.
Yeah, he's very bad.
Boy.
Hey, Sam Darnold looks like Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but
If you want to crown him, crown him.
go ahead.
He is Sam Darnold, though.
Matt Rule's fucking done with him.
Oh, yeah, not just Matt Rule, that owner.
Oh, yeah.
The
Right.
owner who said, hey, sorry about it, Teddy. Going to have to get you out of here, too. You didn't have Christian McCaffrey all year, and that stinks. It's a completely different team. Without Christian McCaffrey, I don't care. You ain't winning a Super Bowl. Get out of here.
Bobby Anderson was screaming at him on the sidelines, too.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all done with him.
Tighten the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold. What a scene, you know? And that's like classic. Oh, let's give him another chance. Let's do this whole thing. Because of what happened with Gase and Tannehill. And when Tannehill went to Tennessee, got another $100 million contract from Tennessee. Has been incredible. Just beat the Rams, obviously the Bills and the Chiefs this season. He's going, nobody wants to be the next, you know, Adam Gase situation. Sam Darnold, though, because of Tannehill's success, got, I think, another opportunity in which they picked up his fifth-year option, too. And like, hey, here you go. We'll even pay you this amount of money. Welcome to the team. We're trying to win a Super Bowl here. Also, sidebar, what we just did to Teddy, we will fucking do to you, too, if you're not going to win a Super Bowl. We have the richest owner in the NFL, and this guy will pay, and this man will ship. He does not care at all. Who'll be the next quarterback for the Panthers? I guess that's a pretty good conversation that could be had at some point.
Feels like they'll make a run at Deshaun Watson in the offseason, especially if they're willing to part with McCaffrey, which was reported like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they were going to trade Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
allegedly, just because he gets injured all the time. But you're right. Sam Darnold stinks. And also, I don't think we have Darius Rucker.
So I've talked to him on the phone 2 times.
You've talked to Darius Rucker?
I've talked to Mr. Rucker 2 times already. I'm waiting for him to FaceTime in. For some reason, our FaceTime out. Oh, here he is. Oh, hold up.
What the hell's going on?
I mean, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel.
Hey, mama, rock me. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a Grammy-winning musician who has been a part of my life since my days back in Plum High School.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that at some places, whenever you're drunk and there's a band playing, a cover band, some people scream, hey, play Free Bird! Hey, Free Bird! I have experienced that in other places amongst drunks. My particular drunk group of friends, whenever any situation would pop up or call for it, we would literally scream, play some Hootie! Hootie was the lifeline of my group of friends and I in high school. And when Darius decided to step out on his own, we were all very worried that something great was potentially ending. But what we didn't realize is another elite career was coming as Darius Rucker as a solo artist. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dolphins make this man cry. The only BS he needs is beers and sunshine. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Rucker. Yeah! What's going on?
How you guys doing?
This is exactly how I hoped this would be. You're on a golf cart right now living your absolute best life. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. I am on a golf course living my best life. Yes.
Well, you sing about that a lot. We appreciate your dedication to our entertainment over the decade.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
No, well,
Trying to get a good spot for the light. There you go.
The light's always bright when you're Darius Rucker. Are you just?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you just live in Charleston still? Has anything?
I live between Charleston and Nashville.
Okay, has anything in your life changed, or is this like whenever you guys were finding Hootie, the life you dreamt of living whenever you started, you're just living that now? And just how long did it take to kind of get to that point?
Oh, I never dreamt I could live this life. This is getting to play. I play a lot of golf. I play a lot of shows. I mean, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
Well, I think as soon as that first Hootie album came out, I mean, everybody knew. Whenever you decide to go alone, was that a decision that was very difficult to make, I assume? How did everybody else handle it? And were you a little bit nervous at all, or did you know that you fucking just kill it? It doesn't matter.
No, I was nervous, but actually wasn't my idea. You know, we were on tour like we always were every summer, and one of the guys came back and called a band meeting and said he didn't want to be a touring band anymore. So I always wanted to make country music, so I decided I guess I might as well go to Nashville.
What was your first couple months like when you were like a solo act and you go out there on your own? Like, it had to be kind of intimidating.
Oh, it was. It was funny because Hootie, we toured and then we quit. And like 6 months later, I played a couple buildings that we had just headlined, but I was like the first band on like a 3-band bill. It was me, Brad Paisley, and Dierks Bentley, and so it was weird to be back, going on at 5:30, playing 30 minutes. But it was, I wanted to do it from the bottom up, and it worked, and it was fun.
You think Wagon Wheel was the thing that got you? You think that was the launch? And how does that process work of like reinventing a song in your own way?
I'd had probably, I guess, 5 number ones before 5 songs, and then Wagon Wheel came along and definitely changed the game. The numbers on that record are crazy, and but you want that. Everybody wants that song that lasts forever. And when you do somebody else's song, you never know what's going to happen. But I'm glad it did happen.
How does that go? You just have to reach out to Dylan and just say,
you just cut it. You cut it. You really don't have to ask anybody to cut their songs. You got to do it and then, put it out.
Crush.
But I'll tell you one thing: they got paid a lot more money than I did.
We're talking to Darius Rucker, obviously superstar. The CMAs are this weekend. I don't know enough about it. I assume you're going to win every one of those. But a cool thing for us to chat about is you're going to be doing an intimate theater tour. Why did you make that decision, and how are you going to go about doing it?
We talked about doing something in the winter, and I wanted to play these are places. Most of the places that we're playing, I never got to play because Hootie went straight from the clubs to the arenas. And, with the country, like I said, I went straight into the arenas as a baby band. So I never got to play any of those iconic theaters around the country. And so we decided to just go out, play 2 nights in a bunch of places and just have fun.
Hey, I know you're a big, sports fan, college football, of course. What about the NFL right now? Where are you? Are you a Dolphins fan? Do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon?
I know they're not going to win it this year. I thought we were going in the right direction. I still think we're going in the right direction. This year's a step back from last year when, we're 1 game away from making the playoffs. So it's kind of disappointing what's going on. But, I'm diehard when it comes to the Dolphins. And so I hope we win the Super Bowl before I die just one more time.
The Dolphins make me cry is a line that I think has rang very true amongst all Dolphins fans around the globe. We have a guy from North Left Canada, okay, and he's from North Left Canada, and he's a diehard Miami Dolphins fan. And that line basically sums up his entire existence as an NFL fan. So I think he wanted to take a moment to say thank you for really vocalizing his life.
Yeah, thank you for that, Darius. I get to tweet out that video from Hootie and the Blowfish every time the Dolphins stink and lose every Sunday.
So you get to do that a lot.
Yeah. Well, just beat the Texans. I mean, let's go ahead and rally around Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll take victory.
You got to take those wins as much as you can. Whenever you write a song, what is the process like? Are you on a golf course? Are you sober? Are you with friends? Are you? How much do you do all that?
I can be with friends or by yourself. Sometimes I'm usually sober, but sometimes not. You know, it varies. Different songs come different ways.
Which one was the easiest song to make?
Oh, Let Her Cry was the easiest song I've ever written.
It's a fucking heater, too.
Why? How'd that come out?
It came out of nowhere.
Let her tears fall down like rain. Let her roll. You need backup?
Yeah, way in the back. Way in the back.
For these theater shows, you say you just want to have a good time. How will you shape your set? Do you ever play any Hootie songs, or are you completely past?
No, I think if I didn't play Hold My Hand and Let Her Cry and Only Want to Be With You, I'd be ripping people off. You know, I play those songs every night. I love those songs. I'm proud of those songs. Those songs made me, you know, who I am today. So yeah, I play them all the time.
Now I watch what's that show? Songland.
Yeah.
I watch Songland. You enjoy that show?
I do like that show.
Me too. Hey, you and me. Hey, no big deal. Were you born naked?
Huh?
Were you born naked?
Yes, I was born with no clothes on. Yes.
Me too, man. Fucking me and Darius Rucker might be the same people. This is absolutely crazy. But watching those songs kind of come together behind the scenes is always fascinating. And then a couple of the artists chatted about how they don't want to play songs anymore that they used to play maybe 10 years ago, because when they're performing them, they don't think they can tap into the emotions of the performance or whatever. Do you ever have any of that? Is there any songs that you don't play or songs that you enjoy playing?
I don't have that at all. I love playing my songs every night. I love playing those songs from 27 years ago because, you know, when you hit that song and you hear that the audience reaction, man, that's worth every minute of playing it. So I'm not that guy. I love playing all those old songs.
That's awesome.
Darius, you ever have any like huge mishaps on stage? Like you ever fall off stage or break your leg and Dave Grohl like he's singing in a chair? Anything like that happen?
I have. I jumped off a 12-foot stage once because this girl was really hot and I had to go dance with her. And everybody heard my ACL snapping too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And you finished the show?
Oh, I finished the show. Finished the tour. That was the first show of the tour.
Did you get to dance with her on the tour in ACL?
Yes, of course. I didn't go down, man. Oh man.
What a legend. Now, obviously, live shows are in huge scrutiny because of what happened with Travis Scott and Astro World. How much of thinking for the audience do you have to do while performing? Like, do you have to keep an eye on things because you have a different view than everybody else? Is there any of that or any thought of that, or are you just trying to do your job, do your thing?
In that situation, yeah. I mean, in the situation where people start going down, you have to take control because you're the only one who really can. You know, we've had it happen in, you know, fights or people fading in our shows, and we just stop. I mean, we're going to stop. I'm going to stop and handle that because you don't want anybody to get hurt, you know?
Yeah, and you have the microphone, and you also have the best view on it, so you would assume. Yes. I mean, there is a lot of scrutiny right now about that. Go ahead, Ty.
Darius, I believe I saw in like 2016 you became a partner in a sports agency. Is that something that you're still like actively involved in, or did you start that and then kind of realize like, oh shit, this is a lot more work than I anticipated?
Oh no, very much so involved in. You know, Trevor Lawrence is one of our clients.
Hey, congrats! Wow. Hey, congrats!
So I'm very much involved with it. Something that I love doing. I love being a part of it. You know, it's pretty cool. It's another one of those cool things I get to do.
So what do? You golf, you sing, you perform, you write songs, and you're a sports agent? I mean, what is this the coolest life of all time?
I hang out with my kids a lot, too.
Dad of the year. Every time I hear you sing about South Carolina, I just think to myself, that must be the most beautiful place on earth. Are you there forever after the Nashville run ends?
Oh, yeah. I'm never leaving Charleston. That's where I'm supposed to die. I'll be there forever.
Classic. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Darius, we saw Tim McGraw a couple weeks ago kind of, you know, have a situation when he had a concert and people were booing him, and I assume that's never happened to you, but have you ever had to, like, stop a concert for any reason or no?
No, I mean, like, fights and stuff like that, but not nothing like that. No, I mean, I don't know. Our fans are pretty tame, I think. I mean, they come. Have a good time.
You ever forget the lyrics?
Oh God, yeah, all the time. That's why I got a teleprompter now. Sinatra could do it, I could do it.
How long you been using the teleprompter? I know you're not the only one, that's for sure.
About 2 years now, man. I mean, not that I forget very often, but I mean, I've been in the middle of Let Her Cry, looking at the band, going, how does this start? You know? It happens. It happens.
How many shows are you doing on this intimate theater tour? And do you ever get tired, or you just been on tour for so long?
You get tired, but not at Showtime. Showtime is always fun, but I'm doing, I think, 12 or 14. It's going to be real short.
How much of Bradley Cooper's depiction of being a touring rock star is accurate?
Well, back in about 1994, it was pretty accurate.
Go ahead, Tone.
Darius, I was just in Nashville this weekend. When are you going to build a Darius Rucker 4-story honky-tonk down on Broadway?
Oh, the Hootie level?
As soon as I get some crazy guy with a lot of money to put up, as soon as that happens, I'm in.
How's your golf game?
It's pretty good. I'm on 9 and I'm 3 over right now. It's okay.
Okay. Golfing in a t-shirt, you're Darius fucking Rucker, huh?
Troubadour, baby, Troubadour. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I like that. You have a deal going on with the NFL and Fanatics right now?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I got a clothing line coming out. All 32 teams. A whole bunch of great. I mean, the clothes are amazing. I mean, it's been sad because we were supposed to get it out at the beginning of the season, but with the supplies, with the supply chain and everything, we haven't been able to get anything in. So we're launching it here in the weekend. I mean, I'm just excited for everybody to see it. There's a whole bunch of great clothes, and every time I see my logo right under the NFL logo, I feel pretty proud.
Hey, you should let her. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Is Hootie going to do another run together like you guys did in 2019, or did COVID?
Yeah, I guarantee you we will. We just want to do it when the time's right. It's like for us now, we know going out every year is not our thing, but if we go out every 4 or 5 years, we can sell out. It'll be a good time.
All right, well, good luck on the rest of this round. Thanks for catching up with us, and I think you're coming to Indianapolis. I assume we'll watch the show, so good luck on that.
Looking forward to seeing y'all there. Y'all take care.
Hey, you too, man. Darius Rucker. Yeah! He didn't have time for our shit.
No.
Not at all.
Playing golf.
Yeah.
Working on the
I'm
game.
3 over through 9, dude. Fuck, this is supposed to be over 20.
Trying to make the turn.
Trying to make the turn. Need to go grab a dog.
Yeah, but we didn't say, like, hey, you should come on the show, you know? Like,
So there was a mistake. He thought it was next Thursday. So he just called us out of like thank you. He's like, sorry about that.
Oh, this booking company.
Well, it was actually, they apologized. It was their end, not the booking side.
No, it was whose?
It was like their PR for Darius.
Whatever the case. Sorry, Darius. I appreciate that. It was good chatter, though.
Yeah.
I mean, his golf game's probably incredible.
Confirmed Hootie going back, guarantee.
Yeah.
It's a nice little formula. Like, do solo tour as a solo act for a long time, and then every 4 or 5 years join the band and go play arenas. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's like podcast touring as opposed to a comedian having to do an entire stand-up.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, we'll just bring out, like 4 or 5 other people as well. Just have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that Hootie out there, and then it's just Throwback Thursday every night.
Yeah.
Oh, what a run. That convo stunk. That was bad. I mean, that's on me.
No.
No.
All right.
I was so pumped about this one, too. I mean, I was so pumped.
Maybe he's thinking about the birdie putt he missed on 6 the whole time.
Yeah.
It's 3 over, dude. He got a chance to maybe get that back on 9 there.
You see him wave. He had to wave his buddy on. Like, keep
Yeah.
going, man.
I'm picking that up, but yeah. We're back in 4 minutes. We'll take a dive around the internet for hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. Ty scoured. There was some good ones.
Oh, yeah. Definitely some good ones today.
Can't wait to do that. It is a beautiful Overreaction Monday. Big thanks to Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darius. I believe Darius Butler will also join us here in a few, maybe for the after hours. We'll see. He was traveling today during the show. Can't wait to get his thoughts on the weekend that was. And I can't wait to see what the internet's saying. We're back in 4 minutes. Cheers.
Done. I mean, we signed Josh Freeman and Ryan Lindley, brought them in for a Tuesday workout, signed them. They were in the meeting room on Wednesday. You remember, Pat, I told the whole team, I said, hey, just mind your own business. Everybody do your frickin' job. Don't watch one snap of either of these guys. Do not watch any of fucking practice. Hold on. No judgment. Trust our coaches. Trust our offensive staff. They'll get these 2 guys ready to go. And sure enough, we went and beat the Titans, to finish the season 8-8. it was one of the most memorable wins we had, because of how we did it.
I think so. And Josh Freeman and Ryan Lindley, obviously incredible people, and they came in. And you did say in your Tuesday presser, I've told this story before, where we'll have a package for Pat McAfee. And I was like, wait a fucking minute, it's the last game of the season. Okay, we've lost 10 quarterbacks. There's no way I'm dying right now out there. But that was obviously a joke, obviously. But you bring in Freeman and Lindley, you making the proclamation to the team before they came in. Hey, do not watch, all right? Just don't judge. No judgment. No judgment. Do not watch. And then me and Vinatieri, obviously, immediately upon hearing that, we're like, all right, so we got to go fucking watch this guy. And it was bad. That first day of practice was bad. I mean, it was bad. Thursday, still banging the drum here. Hey, let's not judge. Let's just keep putting in the work. Let's just keep going. It started looking a little bit better. None of us could have expected getting that win on Sunday. You're right. That is a very memorable game, and it's because of the adverse conditions that we're under,
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if you guys could have been at the workout on Tuesday, you would have said, no friggin' way do you sign these two guys. Because you remember Josh Freeman had a cannon, right? Yeah. So you know how Frog and T and those guys had set up at the different areas? Like if you're throwing, quick game, you got a quick out or a slant, and then you go, 5-step drop, 7-step drop. He didn't complete one pass. He almost threw the football. He tore up their hands, number one. Number two, the balls were bouncing off the indoor like BBs off a tin can. Almost threw a football through the wall of the indoor facility. And then we go, okay, that's good, Josh. Ryan, you're up. So then we get Ryan in there, right? Ryan's accurate as shit, but he's got zero velocity on the ball, right? It's taking forever. And I'm asking T and Frog, because they know, our two equipment guys, what do you think? He goes, man, that's an easy ball to catch. I mean, it's barely coming in here, Coach. I don't know if he's going to have to anticipate his throws really well. So I'm thinking, holy shit. And I'm like, is there anybody? That's it. Coney Island Josh Freeman was playing for the Coney Island Thrashers at the time, serving, soft serve ice cream at halftime for $250 a game. And Ryan Lindley, he was driving Uber. He was hanging out in New York City. He was driving Uber at the time. His girlfriend was training for the Olympics, and he was in New York City driving
Those great guys.
Uber.
Hey, listen, a lot of ricochet shots.
Unbelievable.
Hey, these guys, unbelievable. Hey, the gabagool on these guys, Coach. Honestly, they were very good, but they assume Raj had to walk in there and do a full. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Curtsy. Hey, we're coming. We're bringing a big sports stooge thing over here. Is that okay? Yep, deal. Perfect. Let's get some tea. Let's get the fuck out of here. How do you think that went between Raj and the Queen? You think she liked them?
Yeah. I bet she liked him. She probably knows a lot. Like, what if she's sitting there and then all of a sudden she's like, so what about the Deshaun Watson situation? What about the Deshaun Watson situation? What about the Deshaun Watson situation? That was spot on accent.
Hit that one out of the park.
Like, what if she's really dialed in to the NFL?
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on Overreaction Monday, November 8th. 2021 years after zero.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
oh, shit.
Yeah. I've been trying not to make that mistake. And this song's a heater, obviously, and who knows when the concept of years started.
Yeah, true.
You can look that up. And by the way, there's stats playing for both teams on that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that is just the year that we are in currently. Think about what it could be like for everything else that I was potentially knee-deep in this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, water was seeping up on me this weekend. There's politicians getting involved, spelling my name wrong, pronouncing my name wrong. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, that was happening this weekend. And you know who's on everybody's side, I noticed? That son of a bitch, Stats.
Oh, man.
Stats seems to be on everybody's team, AJ, and I don't fucking like it.
Always wins.
Hey, Stats, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, Stats.
That's true. What does Stats say this year is? This year zero again?
Well, I think there's a lot of conversation about like how potential time is not a real thing. Time is relative. Right. We're all in a time continuum.
Mm-hmm. Ah, space time.
I was going to read a can of dips thing, but I mean, now's not time because we have much deeper conversation. What year are we in? For the people that get mad at me
Seriously.
for saying 2021, what year are we in? Do we have the time? What is time?
You can't say we're in the year 2021?
Bro, you have no idea. There is some group of people somewhere that believes every single thing with a passion that you and I could not ever fathom.
1,000 suns.
Well, and then that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, how many
What's
sons?
going on? How many
sons are there?
I mean, there's
you
a
know?
lot of sons questions now, too.
There's enough.
Who invented the calendar?
Oh, was it the Mayans?
That was Galileo.
I don't know. They had their own.
Whatever. Let's do some overreactions. Just saying, man, what an interesting world this is right now that we are in that is deemed 2021 to appease everybody. Now the reaction to my reaction to the reactions is awesome.
Yeah.
Now there's people, it is great. This is awesome. This is why you stick your blinders on and you watch Walker, Texas win the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
You watch Playmaker win the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is why you watch Gamine, who was 20-1, you get to 1,000-1.
That's right.
Win the race, the fifth race of
Did he win? What TVG Mike said?
Yeah, so Playmaker lost, came in last, actually.
Yeah,
the horse that is owned in the office and TVG Mike's favorite, which came from another place. Last place, actually. It was the slowest horse in the race, but there's a lot of horses that didn't make it into the race.
That's true. Right.
What's that?
Did it trip? Like, how do you come and just last?
Slow.
What was the jockey doing?
Just slow horse. It was not Max Player's day. It was tough.
It was a tough track out there at Breeders' Cup, obviously, in California. But that's what you do. You watch that, then you move over to sports. Then that's what I normally do day to day. Okay, I would assume the intellects. Is that a proper way to describe
Intellectuals? Yeah, sure.
The intellects.
Yeah.
Think I live a shallow life. I like to let them know you live a conflicting life because all you guys do is fight all the time. I'm just enjoying myself. It was a wild weekend. Let's get to the phones. No, let's get to the internet.
Hell yeah.
This is one of my favorite things we do. This is like a nice little vacation because we get a chance to see how others viewed the NFL Sunday. We get a chance to see how absurd NFL fans can be because every single Monday, AJ, people get to get on Twitter, use a hashtag, and just say absolute nonsense because it's an overreaction. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a beautiful thing, AJ Hawk.
How does that differ from the other 6 days of the week?
Well, there are some people that have no accountability who overreact every single day all year round to everything, and they say things and they never get checked, and then they call other people things. That's a bit hypocritical about what you actually do every single day. I've had some time to think.
I don't know what are you getting at?
Oh, there was a couple people blaming me for utilizing my platform in the fashion that I did. And there is a responsibility that comes.
Oh, wait, are they saying you're spreading misinformation? You're help spread misinformation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't even start with that. Like, that's a never-ending.
No, I know, but the people, and by the way, there might be go ahead. I understand maybe that's the case because we got a chance to hear Aaron's side of a story that was happening in the NFL where we only heard one side in that thing. But then you're acting as if your particular program isn't.
Yes.
Like that's the fascinating thing that there seems to be a lot of hypocrisy dancing in the entire world, which is why we'll never get a chance to really, just say, I disagree with you and get past it because everybody has to fight forever about everything.
We will never put our swords down.
No.
Not for this.
No.
Stay on guard.
You don't agree
It's got
with
a
me?
light on it?
Fucking LED, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Hawk.
It's got
Part
a
of the
fucking
reason
Hemi
on it.
too, dude.
Trying to promote the product.
Whoa.
It's got a Hemi here too. AJ, great question to lead us into more facts about the incredible Lawnmower 4.0 that actually gets charged in an incredible good looking thing. Adds to your bathroom. It has LED and a Hemi. And it has nick-free technology. But the people do pick up our swords like we pick up this Lawnmower 4.0.
Yes.
And they say, I will never once, never. This move, all right, don't need this anymore. The original, put your guns down.
Holster your weapon.
The OG, holster your weapon. We're going to do it. Never happens. It seems like in that world over there. You know why? Because they can't have a game to settle it.
No scoreboard.
Like there's no scoreboard.
Yes,
they need a scoreboard. So,
there's a scoreboard in their head. They all think they're undefeated.
well, that's the thing. We need a consistent scoring system. And I don't know that world well enough, but somebody should figure that out. But then once that person figures it out, well, what's the motive of this person? Oh, you're the score? Oh, you're the person. And then it's just a never-ending thing. But a score in the real world would be awesome. And I alluded to this, I think, maybe on Friday afterwards, because then we could look at somebody and say, hey, you're the fucking Lions, dude.
Yeah.
Okay? You are the Lions. So we don't need to hear you're Trapper. We don't need to hear it. Now everybody gets a point, though, in their own way whenever they shift it into their particular, oh, yeah, I was right about blah, 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 and it could have been blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, well, everybody just can't win all the time. Like, that can't. But we have to address and then move along. I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
No,
Probably not.
Because the stats, too.
The stats is on everybody's team. I'm fucking done with it. Stats needs to relax.
Right
Stats
now.
needs to relax. Speaking of stats, our show gets immensely better when this man joins us. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the Man to Man podcast. Didn't get to the overreaction tweets because we're going to save that for after hours because we get a chance to chat with a man who's traveling currently. So we need to get his brain on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, joins us every Overreaction Monday, host of the Man to Man podcast, blogger for Pro Football Focus, formerly 9-year NFL vet at safety, corner, nickel, linebacker, you name it. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. Ooh.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, it's a beautiful day wherever you are. What do you got going on?
It's gorgeous up here, man. I'm actually up in upstate New York, Syracuse. My best friend, Tavon Branch, is going into the Syracuse Sports Hall of Fame. So I had to come up here and support.
Attaboy, Tavon! There you go,
Well,
Mr. Branch. Syracuse, they got a lot of people in the Athletic Hall of Fame up there, huh? No, they don't, by the way. Is Freeney in there?
Yeah, they do. Freeney is not. No, this is like the city. Like he's from Syracuse, so he went to high school. So I'm sure Breonna Stewart will be here. You know, Greg Paulson, Will Allen, Dorsey Levens, I think is from up here. They got some. Paul Pasqualoni's going in as well this year. They got some people up here.
Okay, well, congrats to everybody that has gone into the Hall of Fame in Syracuse. Let's talk a little bit about the day that was yesterday. Darius, upsets everywhere. Some teams didn't show up. How do we judge this going forward? Are the Cowboys dead? Do they completely stink? How about the Bills? What's going on with the Bills? And then all of a sudden the Rams look like that? Or are the Titans the greatest team? What is your big takeaway, you think?
I mean, my big takeaway is everybody's got a chance, especially on the AFC. AFC's wide open. I would say the Titans, if anybody, kind of separate themselves at all, it was the Titans yesterday, them showing up. Nobody really gave them a chance, especially after losing Derrick Henry. So how does it look long-term from them? But right now, the Titans look like they separated themselves in the AFC. And I think in the NFC, the Bucs had the week off. But right now, that would still be my team to beat in the NFC, the Bucs, with Brady on his MVP pace. So it's wide open right now in the NFL. The damn Chiefs can get hot and go on a roll. Who knows? They're winning games. They're winning ugly games. Everybody's saying they're broken, they're dead, but they're still winning. They're still finding ways to win in this league, and that's tough to do. So it's too early to count those guys out too.
But are any of the teams like that we thought were going to win this past weekend that lost, like Bills, Rams, teams like that? Are any of those teams? Are you truly worried? Cowboys to where like, oh, this team, they're not very good, and they're going to struggle the rest of the year.
Jesus.
I mean, nah, man, because The Titans lost to the Jets. The Bengals went and got smacked by the Bengals were the best team in the AFC 2-3 weeks ago. They just got smacked back-to-back weeks. So it's like, honestly, nothing's true. Like, you don't know what it is right now. Week 9 was absolutely nuts. And week 10, I don't think it'll get any better. We should have known coming into Sunday with everything that happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday throughout the week that it was going to be crazy. But right now, honestly, I'm more confused than ever. At what point do you think we learn about a team, and what point do you think the players know what type of team they are? I had an opportunity to be on a completely undefeated team until they chose to lose, and then I was also on a team that was completely defeated for about 12, 13 weeks, and I think it was pretty apparent at one point in the season. I don't remember when, but do you have a feel for when you think some teams are going to recognize what they are, who they are? I think a lot of teams really separate themselves around Thanksgiving. That was one thing that Belichick would always say in New England. This is when the season really starts. And that's that really that home stretch. So right now, that's the message in every room around the every facility around the league. Probably say, hey, look at what happened to that team. Look what happened. Like, look, everybody's still in this. We can get hot. We can start stacking some wins. And because who's got first round locked up? Who's got the bye locked up? Nobody knows at this point. So everybody still's got a shot, man. So it's good for teams even that are kind of hovering around that 500 spot. Even like the team like the Colts. The Colts will get hot.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor's a player, dude. He is a player. He's big. He's fast. He seems to be intelligent, loves working hard. And Carson Wentz, he is 7 foot tall, 400 pounds in pads. I went to that game on Thursday. He looks massive. That team could get going, but they dug themselves quite a hole to start this whole thing. We all would hope when T.Y. gets back, maybe the Colts go. D-Bud, I like where your head's at. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, D-Bud, what the hell happened to the Cowboys? Because last week they were going to win the Super Bowl, and now this week they lose to the Broncos, who didn't even have Von Miller anymore.
What a question.
I mean, they got dominated. I was, watching the tickets, so I was watching a bunch of the games, and I didn't, every time I looked at that box, the Broncos had the ball. I never saw Dak with the ball, never saw a drive. So I have to go back and actually watch that tape. But from the outside looking in, they just completely got dominated. And who the hell would have expected that from the Broncos? This season and this Sunday made absolutely zero sense. I still can't make sense of it.
It's almost like we get a chance to experience the NFL kickoff to a season again, Here we are 9 weeks in, a whole new season's about to begin. The Giants just beat Bisaccia.
Yeah.
Nobody could have guessed that. The Broncos, maybe they're not dead. Maybe Teddy Two Gloves, MVP candidate, rattles off the rest of the season. Broncos get rid of Von Miller. They start winning. Hey, let's go. Maybe. Denver, that'd be nice for you. Go ahead, Ty.
D-But, you've been one of the
Hope
loudest.
McCoy came out, got a win.
Hey, Shanahan might stink.
Shanahan might stink.
People are saying
Shanahan might stink. He's gonna be he'll be good because his last name is Shanahan. He signed a 6-year deal. But if that was anybody else, he'd be on the hot seat. It's not looking good.
Go ahead, Ty.
D-But, you've been one of the loudest soldiers in the Sam Darnold stinks army, and week after week, he just continues to fucking stink even more. When do you think the Panthers are going to just be like, all right, this guy ain't the guy. We can't keep trotting him out there?
I mean, they already pulled him once. I didn't think they would have even went back to him, but he's just digging his hole even more. I mean, I don't think he's a starting. I thought at some point he could be a good starting quarterback, but I don't even think he's a starting quarterback. And he just makes too many bonehead mistakes, too many just drive killers. He has talent, but everybody has talent in the league. I didn't want to be right, but he absolutely stinks.
You lost one battle. They made you apologize one time, but in the overall war of Darnold stinks, you were a general for a long time, and I think now you have won that particular war, at least in everybody's eyes whenever you watch Darnold play. Christian McCaffrey was even on the field there a little bit, so that's obviously alarming. Let's talk about something real quick before we let you go, and we can't thank you enough for joining us, D-Bud, on traveling.
Thank you, D-Bud.
Real quick, I got to ask Ty, what do you think about Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur without A-Rod?
I thought he stunk yesterday. Pretty bad. They should have won that game very easily.
Yeah, well, the absence of Aaron, Packers look much different. Obviously, Chiefs still question they get a win. Absence of Odell Beckham Jr. for the Browns seems like they have more success than whenever he's there. Why is that? Obviously, he's a great player, but why does it seem like the Browns are better without him? What do you think it is from top to bottom there?
I mean, I honestly don't know because it would be one thing if I felt like when Odell was in the lineup, Baker was trying to force him the ball or, get him, 10 to 12 targets a game. But when he was in there, he wasn't even looking his way. And when he did throw it to him, they weren't on the same page. So I don't know. But they came out and they responded as a team. Baker, he looked good. The team looked good. I think he was the highest graded quarterback of the week. So hopefully they kind of pick up that whole division. I mean, that AFC North, the AFC West. I mean, everything's up in the air right now, but I don't know what it is right there. But I think I want to see Odell land. I would really want to see him out there in Las Vegas or in Baltimore. So I still think he has a lot in the tank. I still think he's a wide receiver one. And he's too young to just kind of fall off like we've seen him fall off the last couple of years.
I agree. I saw Lamar Jackson say, "What do you want me to do?" basically what Lamar said, like, "Hey, what do you want me to do? This is not my world." But Odell going to a place and having an immediate impact would be the nightmare of the Browns, who were trying to figure out financially how to get rid of him. But I think their team got better by subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Addition by subtraction.
Boom, there it is. And I think Odell will get better as well. Sounds like a win-win. Much like I think the celebration you're about to head to right now. We can't thank you enough for joining us, Darius.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Hey, you look good up there. Hey, sun shining. Look like you're in some good shape.
Hey, man. It is nice. The fall, it's freaking autumn. I don't get this in Florida, so.
Wow, look at you out on that patio, too, down there.
Man.
Oh, those sweets,
Nice
comfort
I heard it
sweets.
315.
All right, well, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler.
Yeah,
Shout out to D-Butt, man. I'm so thankful he could join us. He literally, I think he just got there.
Damn.
It's a long flight. Upstate New York. I thought he was in the city.
Yeah. Upstate is
What?
it's a different animal.
What are you going to say?
What do you mean?
It's not like New York City. Like
It's
you would
vastly
think.
different. It's two different
Yeah.
countries.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think should also be added into the entire narrative of how the hell is everybody going to agree on one certain thing. Whenever you just look at the state of New York, those are two different countries there in themselves, let alone New York City, the country, and then like Iowa or, like Wyoming or Montana. And then, okay, let's go ahead and sprinkle in Miami and then Compton and Pittsburgh and Indianapolis and then Portland. And then, you know what? Everybody needs to agree on everything.
Yep.
It ain't going to happen. It's not reality.
No.
Just need to acknowledge, hey, we ain't going to get along or maybe get along, but we aren't going to agree on a lot of things. That shouldn't end what, progress should look like, though. Let's go ahead and move past it. Let's do it. AJ, we're going to another show here in about 6 minutes and 30 seconds on this beautiful, beautiful Overreaction Monday, November 8th. Your thoughts leading into that?
Mad Dog, I know Mondays, he usually comes in fired up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he got a lot to talk about. Lot to talk about, especially after what happened on Friday, then the weekend, and here we go. I assume that Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed will have a much better show than us. We'll be back tomorrow with Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Cheers. That's a good little jingle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Jam.
How's the weekend, dude? Pretty good?
Yeah, man, it's good. Weather's decent still.
Yeah, ours is supposed to be warm all week, I think. And
Yeah.
then I think it's probably going to change after that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I really take a turn.
Oh, yeah. You're is that expected or you're just guessing?
I'm just guessing.
Me too, by the way.
Yeah, right around this time is when it does really pivot to winter.
Yeah, because we're stealing happiness, I think, from the future weeks this week, where they're saying it's about to be 60. So everybody needs to get it in this week.
Yeah, this weekend, high of 38 degrees.
Yeah, so there it is.
Now we go.
Good.
We're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
That's right.
Peter's the future weather. Paul is this week's weather.
Let's enjoy Paul.
Because somebody just robbed to pay him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, it's Mother Nature.
She's
the way it
fickle.
works.
Well said.
Is there a Father Nature too?
Father Time, dude.
Yeah, come on.
Why isn't there a Mother Time?
Because there's Mother Nature and Father Time. They got together, had kids. Boom, Adam and Eve.
Don't try getting some more shit, dude.
I didn't think it was going there.
What, Adam and Eve?
From Father Time and Mother Nature.
Well, I mean, who knows what's real and what's not,
They had two kids. They had Adam and Eve.
I don't know, because then that would be considered.
The tree of life.
But what year was that?
Well, see,
we
that's
don't
a
know.
conversation. Because if that's zero, what would this year be? 10,000?
What is the argument about
It was the
from zero,
inaugural
all
year.
that? What do they say?
What's that?
What is the argument about, like, when you say this year 2021 from zero? Like, what's the argument?
I haven't looked into it enough. I've only seen a couple excerpts that have been tweeted to me about why either what I'm saying is right or wrong. So it's kind of the echo chamber. I understand the echo chamber that potentially happens in that real world, because time is something that has a real world reaction to it, I guess, in some parts. So I'll get a lot of facts that either back my point of what I say or counteract, depending upon what I say. But allegedly, time is just like this thing that is
It's
kind of
invented by humans. Obviously, we invented it. It's a form of, we're measuring time. But I guess who started it? Who's the first one?
Yeah, and also how does it? I mean,
How does it work?
there is not enough marijuana in the United States of America to have the thorough conversation about time that you should have.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Whatever the case is, I don't look into it. I don't fucking know. So whenever you say like, hey, what does that mean? I've been explained to it, I guess, by some pictures of people that have tweeted. Time's here, we're here, we drop in and out of it.
That's right.
I guess it's not a real thing either. It's just kind of this flat thing. I mean, it is absurd. But whatever the case is, there's always going to be people that pitch their angle, and people are passionate about wild things. And time is certainly one of them. But time has to pass. And time has to be calculated, doesn't it? Because it's actually happening.
Yeah, and you age, and things, they live and then
Not
they die.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't age.
How'd you do with the time change? You dropped your clocks back, right?
I got a little jet lag, as Zito would say. That's a Zito jet lag, 1 hour drop back.
Still hurting.
It's good though. No, it's a good. This is the one that helps you.
yeah,
You don't want to.
gain
The
an
next
hour.
when you spring forward is when you lose you.
Yeah, this one's the
What do
good
you
one.
think?
This one's the good one.
Really?
I slept long, but I slept in on Sunday too. I was like, yeah, we were up with the dog a little bit in the middle of the night.
That's falling back is the best.
It is.
I thought we liked sunlight at night.
I don't like this
you
one.
like
We
sunlight
do,
in the
but you
morning.
lose that
Bro,
time.
this one is also like Earth happening. You know, like so. I think this one is associated with like Earth happening.
So was this the real time before we did daylight, or which one's the real time?
Well, at this point, I think you
For
spring
the farmers,
forward
right?
so you'd fall
There
back.
appears to be a miscalculation in Zito's jet lag.
Yeah, he didn't know which way his body went. But
I don't know where I'm going. I don't
He's
know what's
actually
going
more
on.
rested than he usually
yeah,
is.
he's actually not jet lagged.
Is it 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock right now? I don't know.
Well, it depends what.
It used to be
Time
Chicago.
And I think Arizona doesn't do it.
Yeah, Arizona and Hawaii, or parts of Arizona.
And so they go from.
Aren't there parts of Indiana that do it and don't do it?
So it used to be like this, but now it's just two separate parts of Indiana. Like Evansville is down in Evansville, Indiana, which is south left of Evansville.
Oh.
It was Central Time.
It's wild.
Yeah, so I took off at whatever time and I landed before. I lived 24 and a half hours on Friday. Okay.
Whoa.
I landed. Well, no, I didn't stay there, I guess.
But your body was
I flew
there.
back home and went to sleep in Eastern Time. Nah, so I didn't take advantage of it. I should have waited. Because I actually gained a half hour. I landed because the flight was shorter than obviously the hour difference between Central and Eastern. So I landed before I even took off.
Right.
Which
But not really.
That's wild.
No, you don't know. I did. My thing. It told me.
Yeah.
My time, it told me. Big Ben.
So if you would have stayed, I guess that's a missed opportunity. If you would have stayed, what would you have done with that extra half hour of life?
Well, I'm sure I would have lived it up, dude.
Wasn't it like the main attraction there? Don't they still have a Pizza Hut buffet?
A-Zip Pizza.
Oh, it's so good.
Wow.
Pizza Hut lunch buffet was so good.
Oh, so good.
Evansville
still
was
have
an
it?
interesting town. It
Yeah.
was interesting.
Shithole or not bad?
No.
What's in
Is
Evansville?
it a dump?
What? No.
I've never been.
I used to play
a
AAU
good time.
basketball tournaments in Evansville.
Yeah, exactly.
Athlete.
I had a good time. It was nice down there. I drove
What
through
else
some
is over
areas that
there?
weren't great. Almost broke down and apart.
Isn't there a casino?
But I thought I would have been okay down there. I think I'm good in Evansville. I might not be. I'm not 100%
Nah,
sure.
you are.
There's a casino, Tropicana.
Ooh.
I didn't get a chance to swing by, but I would have taken every fucking chip they had. That's what I would have done with the extra half hour. Let's go back to it. I would have tried to make all the money in the world at Tropicana.
Hell yeah.
That was the first casino in Indiana.
Yeah, and fun fact, we did a little bit more research. They had a fake moat around it at the beginning because it had to be water.
yeah.
Had to be surrounded by water.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
Why did it have to be surrounded by water?
because that's the only way you could get gambling in
Or
Indiana.
on water. Yeah, I've seen that. Cincinnati used to have I don't know if it was
The
casino.
boat?
Or what.
The old river boats.
They're supposed to be boats, but they're really not. They're pretty much permanent structures, but they're in the water.
Well, that's kind of what happened with Tropicana too. You have to walk over something, but it is.
Yeah.
You ain't feeling any waves. You ain't feeling any waves at all.
Dom Mattingly's from there.
Shout out.
Fucking
Tony
legend.
Baseball.
That's right. Yankee legend.
Hey, let's hold on. Speaking of Dahn Mattingly, and then Zito, I saw he had the Bears
Bear down.
logo on his chest. Big time game tonight. Pittsburgh Steelers play host to the Chicago Bears in Monday Night Football. 7-point spread, okay? And I think all Steelers fans immediately go, yeah, Steelers probably going to win this game, but 7's a lot of points. Over under 39.5 points. They're calling for a snooze fest in Pittsburgh, says the FanDuel Sportsbook. How do you think this one pans out, AJ Hawk?
I mean, I think the people setting the lines and the over-under are probably onto something here. 7 does seem like a lot, but I'm taking the Bears here for this one, Pat.
7 does seem like a lot. And although we came into today completely tied on the week, 4-8, I refuse to take Pittsburgh Steelers -7. I just can't do it. I will take the Bears +7 as well.
Wow.
And a Steelers dub, though. So this is called a twofer.
Ooh. That's a little double dip.
It's called a twofer.
Here we go.
Okay, I think Bears cover, Steelers win. That's Steelers football, no matter who they're playing. Tone Diggs, host of Hammer, Dahn, tries to weasel his way out of betting Steelers games and games he doesn't like on a regular basis. Here we are staring down a primetime game in which the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing. This has all the makings for Tone trying to wiggle out of making a play. Your thoughts on this game, Tone?
Yeah, there's not a chance I make a fucking play.
No! You're the host of the hardest gambling show on the internet.
Come on, I've been on a Steelers game in like 20 years. I'm not doing it today.
YouTube.com/Hammer. Dahn. You would like us to describe that as what type of gambling show, Tone, please, so I can maybe say it better every time I say it. It's a show that does what?
It's average to.
You were telling me so many stats about
handicapping.
He is self-handicapping.
Always.
And I understand that maybe we have stopped self-handicapping.
Right.
True.
Because we've realized that self-handicapping potentially a necessity in the world that we currently live in.
Happiness.
Happiness matters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, you guys are like the hottest gambling show ever.
Yes.
You guys go like 6-7 months straight with a winner. Like how you guys are hot. This is the night where you take advantage of all those years of watching the Pittsburgh Steelers play football. Tonight's the night where you get a chance to dance on Hammer Down because you have knowledge about the Pittsburgh Steelers that the sports books don't. They don't know about Myron Cope.
No.
They don't know about what's going on down there at Chauncey's. They got no idea about the Pittsburgh that you know about. Playing against Justin Fields, Mike Tomlin, you know everything there is to know about this Steelers team. If I had a friend, which I happen to have currently, who has the best and hottest gambling show daily, in the game that is to be picked by everybody on earth, is a game that I have more knowledge than everybody else about, or he has more knowledge than I would tell him, hey, you got to make a pick, dude.
Have to.
Come on.
You got to make it for the good of the show, for the good of the world, for the good of everybody's bank accounts. This ain't no self-handing. Tony. What do you like tonight? Or should we just wait until youtube.com/Hammer Dahn presents Hammer Dahn 15 minutes after this show ends, Tone?
Yeah, I'll definitely make a pick on there.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey. You misled me!
What do you think the chances are, since we don't get the Manning cast, that we can get a live stream of Pick 'em Up, Put 'em Down tonight while he's watching the game?
At E. Yinzer.
Yeah.
I'll fly there right now and set it up.
Newfound fame. Him streaming live on Periscope.
Yeah.
And IG. Is Periscope even a thing anymore?
I don't think so.
Spaces.
Really?
Spaces. Twitter has its own live.
I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Have to.
Pick them up, put them down.
Tomorrow, the entire mood of Pittsburgh depends upon the performance of the Steelers tonight.
Yeah.
The world's watching. Everybody else in the AFC potentially just want the shit. Pittsburgh Steelers can make a big leap. It's at home, especially with how things have been going at home. Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law.
I can tell you what's going to happen.
Brett Michaels is going to be there.
Oh, he's in the house?
Brett Michaels is in the house.
Hell yeah. He's helping Rocky Blyer salute the service.
Steelers, here we go. Here we go, Steelers, here we go.
Brett Michaels remixing a chant that's been around for 75 years. That's what Brett Michaels does, and that's what he's going to do on the field before the game. He's going to get them all wild up. That's what Brett Michaels is going to do.
I know he's going to be there. Is he going to do anything like pregame? Are they going to show him on TV?
Salute the service with Rocky Blyer.
Well, Rocky Blyer and him are doing, obviously a good deed, but
Like they're singing together?
Brett Michaels has his own mic. It's a solo act.
He's leading the
Rocky.
Steelers out of the tunnel.
I do believe he is
I
coming
thought
out.
he was parachuting in with a terrible towel parachute.
Now, so all those things are happening, except from I don't think he's leading the team in.
Nah.
He's actually getting intro last.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
He's wearing full pads, I heard, too.
Yeah, he's getting intro last. And now, your pregame entertainment. And start fire starts going.
He get booed out of the place.
No! Tony! He's fucking walking there just like this. He's coming out like
He might be able to fool these mutts, but
no. TJ Watt's gonna be standing there waiting on.
Meyer Cope's fucking rolling around in his grave because of it.
No.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna go bash that guitar off of someone else's head on the other team.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he sends somebody to CT. Would you appreciate him then?
Maybe Nagy
gets Fields.
He's helping out the military.
Knock him out.
What if he just goes and goes, Nagy, you got a better record than Shanahan? I don't think so. Bang! Hey, Fields, come here, pal. Let me see that. Bang!
Fields would kill him.
And then he goes over to Bill Lazor. He goes, you ain't calling any fucking good plays tonight, pal. Bang!
The Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Actually, Rocky Blyer is going to be moving him in, and he's just going to be standing there. Rocky Blyer is going to go round up Matt Nagy, bring him in. Boom! That's why Brett Michaels is there tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're taking Steelers -7?
Absolutely.
Is Hodgie going to be there?
Merrill Hodge will not be there. I don't think.
Tonight's got 17-16, 19-17 written all over it.
Steelers win, of course. Bears cover, Steelers win. That's how we get off the schneid, by the way. We go ahead and hit a double.
That's right.
Go ahead and hit a double in prime time.
Twofer.
Why do you guys ask about Merrill Hodge if he's gonna be there?
Well, the boys have really taken a liking to Merrill Hodge since he came on this show, and much like Aaron, just burned it all down. Him
and Aaron get along probably.
See, that's the thing that I think Aaron wasn't necessarily as thrilled about. Because he said, I'm not this, I'm not like, people, because of what I'm doing for my body doesn't mean that I necessarily believe everything else, which is a fascinating thing, especially when it comes to the real world. Because if you feel this, then you also, ipso facto game, you must also boom, 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 boom. And I think that's where it gets out of control. But I do believe that when Aaron did his thing on Friday, Merrill Hodge is probably, all right, Aaron, that's my MVP.
Yeah. Aaron knows about the denominator.
Merrill
So
Hodge
Carrie
probably-
Underwood's husband too. He came out in support.
Matt Fisher.
Fucking Mike Comrie.
Waiting on day home
Sunday night.
She remixes that every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Fisher. Please. Have
Nashville
some respect.
Predator legend.
Al and Chris are in town for a primetime fight.
They are. They do remix it. Yeah.
That's got to be a huge gig. How much do you think she gets paid for that?
I have no idea. A lot.
It might be. It might not. She might not get as much as we think, just because they say it's so much exposure. For
Oh yeah, it's like Super Bowl halftime people.
Like they pay their own. They're paid their own way to do Super Bowl halftime a lot.
How much? 70 million? No, 7 million. The Weekend.
Of his own money?
7 million.
Where did he? Did we get a tally on
They
where
didn't
that?
tell us.
Might spend
We
it on
asked.
his face.
What?
Might spend it on his face.
No, that was a part of the show.
Yeah,
Gumpy. You don't remember. You
that was
idiot.
art.
That gold room.
Oh, the mirror room.
Yeah, with all the lights and
We
stuff.
thought it was the fireworks. Remember how good the fireworks
Oh yeah, he had like he just won the Super Bowl fireworks.
Oh,
Suffice to say, it was a big waste of money.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No,
They
his
probably sold a bunch of records from it.
bingo and his song streams or whatever,
Yeah.
over a billion times.
It stunk, though. It might have done all that stuff, but it stunk.
What, the performance?
Yeah.
You're not in favor of what happened at the last Super Bowl?
No, not really. All those people with the masks running
What's coming
around.
up? Dr. Dre's coming up.
Dre. It's going to be a
Oh
banger.
my God.
Wait, Dr. Dre's this Super Bowl?
Yes.
Kendrick,
Mary
Snoop.
J. Blige.
Oh, it's in L.A., right?
Yeah, Dr. Dre is going to have a turntable in one area probably, and then he's just going to cut to some bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 and then Snoop's gonna come, probably walking out of one side, like I mean, it is, and then that'll go, and then all of a sudden, 50 Cent, go, that. I mean, it'll just become a Dr. Dre collection.
Then the Island Boys will pop out probably.
I'm an island boy. I'm a Dana White. Gonna do the fight.
It's the Super Bowl.
Bowl. You see the video? Somebody got him to do a cameo for a fighter to send to Dana White for Dana White to put them in the UFC. Did you see that?
No.
Dana White posted it and said, "My guys," or something like that. And it was them doing the Island Boys song in a manner to get, I think, this old buddy, whoever got it for, a fight in the UFC.
Oh, nice.
You get it?
I don't think he's going to, but Dana White did post the video. I don't know. Hey, that UFC card was fucking insane, dude. Hey, Chandler, he was just walking into bombs. Hey, punch me in the fucking face, dude. Do what you got to do. And then Edgar got his face sent to 90 years old.
Yeah.
Insane.
With one kick. And then obviously Usman Covington was absurd insane. That was a great fight card.
It really was.
Oh, yeah.
That son of a bitch. I mean, literally, this was the most accurate depiction on my FanDuel account that I have ever seen in my entire life. I was told that was not photoshopped at all. That actually happened. Those dudes and ladies that go into those cages, shout out to Doug Rose, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. Doug Rose. But those people that get in there, there's a special trait that they have that I do not have. That could definitely happen, and they know it. That dude's jaw was placed at his nose. Like, what happened to all the shit in between? Obviously, when his skin goes from however old he is to 97 years old, something had to happen in there. What a sport, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it is awesome to watch. I enjoy watching it. I don't know how Edgar's feeling. I hope his face has come back to 2021 or whatever, but I mean, what a lineup.
Have you seen those pictures where they like make the Simpsons characters in real life, like what they would actually look like? He looks like the Homer Simpson real life version one. It's very startling and scary.
On the right one? There?
Yeah.
Go ahead and ring it back up. It's dull. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? If they painted him yellow.
Yeah.
Thank God he has a mouthpiece in too.
Does he have what is happening with his teeth? His teeth just had to what your teeth did. Just kind of disappear here, AJ?
I mean, I don't know how you survive something like this.
Me neither. And look at that. That's right. The ball of that guy's foot is hitting so cleanly. Like the keyhole precision here to ruin this dude's night and face is unfucking believable, dude. Kind of, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's supposed to be Homer as an adult or as a human?
Yes.
Look at his ears.
Well, those are earned, by the way.
No.
And when earning those ears, by the way, what he is shouting to the rest of the world is, I can beat the fuck out of you. That's what everybody needs to know. The force, obviously, of the ears getting dragged down is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
But the cauliflower ear is such a great, it probably hurts so bad when it's happening, and it probably makes a lot of things inconvenient. But what a great, spotlight or tell for all of us, to potentially see and go, oh, okay, that guy's 5'4", but those ears say he's 7 foot.
Right, stay away.
So let's not even fuck with that. All those fighters, the amount of ass beatings they have had to take to get in there, to put on that lineup of fights where it seemed like somehow one was going after another. That Gaethje guy throws.
Yeah.
Bombs.
Go watch Gaethje fight. He just stands in there and just trades with it. He's not scared to get knocked out. He's like, oh, either you're going or I'm going. Like, he's awesome to watch.
That's all they were saying the entire time is like, hey, this guy's mission statement is I'm going to be the most exciting fighter. I'm going to get punched. I'm going to eat some, but I'm going to do this. I'm like, that's brilliant. And I love that he knows going in this is how it's going to be. I'm going to get beat up probably. I'm going to get punched in the face here a little bit. It's a show. This is my job. And in return, he can eat them. He was just eating them. And the Scottish Psychopath was a nickname that was given against Drew McIntyre's will.
Yep.
Okay? Drew McIntyre, SmackDown superstar. Drew McIntyre comes out with a sword. They were calling him the Scottish Psychopath, and he said he thought that was, I'm actually quite cerebral.
Quite cerebral and calculated.
So he didn't like that at all. I think Gaethje has become a little bit more cerebral and calculated. I think they were talking about that. Anik does a great job. Rogan in D.C. were talking about that entire thing, about how he's just being a little bit more selective in whenever he decides to go do and trade the bursts. And I think they all think he has a chance to go. Like, he's going to go, this guy.
Well, and you know that every time he's never going to have a boring fight. He's going to be super entertaining every single time he goes out there, and that's not a guarantee with everyone in the UFC.
Shout out to that fight card, though. Shout out. Madison Square Garden saw a lot of suits getting blood on them. A lot of suits that we used to potentially do business or currently or maybe in the middle of it. We're all just lined up around there. It's hilarious. I was like, is that fucking... send a text. So wild. Yeah, that is you. You look good. You kind of look like a doofus in a couple different shots. But you look good right now. Dana sets that thing up. Dana has that. He knows it's a show.
Yeah.
He knows it's a full
And he was watching, I liked seeing him watching the Canelo fight during the fights.
Well, then how about when it came out, Usman, who, incredible fighter, obviously. Usman has refrigerators attached to his wrists, by the way. When it came out, Usman wants to box Canelo, and Dana's like, I watched Canelo tonight. Okay, I watched, but nobody wants anything fucking. I did not see the Canelo fight that he just absolutely punished the dude.
I mean, the knockout at least, like guys wobbling around and he just fucking tees off. He's unbelievable.
And he pushed that guy in the press conference, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a bit telling when the guy almost fell off the stage.
Yeah.
The other
Well,
way.
he cut him a little bit. The guy kind of pushed him. Canelo like countered him and kind of with like an open hand and cut his cheek a little bit.
Yeah, he tried to smack him and he like real quickly.
Oh,
you see how quick his hands are. His hands are
and
so
then
quick.
and then that guy posted that he actually made contact or something like that. And nobody's like, no, that's not the case. Canelo, great golfer too, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Like really great athlete. I've heard
Said he was set up to play the Sunday after the fight.
Man, just let me go. All right, let's end this one a little quicker, all right? I got golf. I got my hands. I need my hands. Need my hands by. Those gloves in UFC, I find it so funny that the guys are like protecting or whatever with it. They're nothing.
Yeah.
Those are nothing. Those are absolute. I guess that gives you an extra layer plus with that whole thing. But I think whenever they were talking about people putting their hands up or whatever, and you watch a boxing thing with how big those gloves are. I've been watching a lot of boxing with all these celebrity boxing happening, which I guess the boxing world hates, but I've watched boxing for the first time in my entire life because of it. Those big gloves, and then when I'm in the, the
Oculus,
the
Meta.
Yeah, when I'm in the Meta, when I'm in Meta's Oculus, dude,
Yeah.
and I'm in there throwing these, the boxing gloves, and they're actually blocking it with their hands, so it's hard. It's more precision to get it in there and everything like that. But these fucking gloves are so small,
tiny.
Like I know bare knuckle exists or whatever, but the damage that is happening to these people is
I mean,
insane.
they're just there to protect their hands. They're not to protect their face.
Yeah. But it doesn't. There's no way it protects their hands. Like Sugar Sean, he broke every bone in his hand.
Yeah, both of them.
Look at me, dude. Do I look like a fucking UFC fighter, bro?
Let's go.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Holy shit, dude. Is this guy fucking ready to go? Is this guy ready to go, dude? Huh? Hunter!
You should start wearing those everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Paris Hilton had her UFC party.
Yeah.
Hey,
How
but-
awkward was that?
Oh man.
What are you talking about, dude? That was very easy.
Very organic. It felt natural.
Yeah, it did. Everybody's gonna watch.
She's dancing to the music that we can't hear.
And I apologize to all the youngs that might have took a little bit of offense to this, but it's real. You guys have no idea. Paris Hilton crawled so Kim Kardashian could sprint.
Yeah.
Okay? She was a big time deal. I mean, a lot of reality shows, videos.
Yep.
Obviously she took over the world long before the Kardashian. There was the Hilton.
Yeah.
And now she's back. Everybody knows that she's falling in love.
Good for her.
She's happy for her.
Yeah. Congrats, Paris.
Next time we have Dana on, I'm just going to interview him like this.
You have to.
You know what I mean? How about those fucking leg kicks they do? That has to hurt so bad.
Both of them.
Yeah, no, like when you throw the kick, that has to hurt you so bad. And like, look at the welt on the front leg. I'm like, what about the welt from delivering the blow? That has to be something.
You got to worry that he's going to check that kick and snap your leg in half.
Well, or break something in your foot. That happened.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Check that. Check game ball.
The
game.
knees too.
Michael Chandler said, hey, listen, use my face like a drum. All right? He's a stud. I didn't expect that out of him.
You see him afterwards? There's footage of him walking out of the octagon yelling at you, "Are you not entertained?" Like he's Gladiator.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that the hype was made that Gaethje is the most electrifying fighter. And instead of just tackling and wrestling Gaethje, Chandler was like, yeah, let's make this an actual fight. It was the first fight of the night. It was almost like a plan. Chandler, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, this is just me potentially being on cloud 11 or 12 while watching it. I feel like Chandler wanted to prove to people that he could be electrifying and an incredibly tough fighter as well if he wanted to. And I think that was very evident. He was literally laughing and waving and just eating punches. It was like, holy shit, this dude will not go down. I appreciate it, I respect it, but I think that was a decision that he made going in, knowing that he was probably going to get his ass beat a little bit, which I, by the way, so much respect for.
So they put on just an unbelievable fight that both of them gained so much. They already had respect, but they gained even more, and I think Chandler's trying to set up a fight with Conor now, too.
Well, Conor was very nice in the response to that.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, if Conor wants to fight, he would have buried him immediately right there. Because Conor knows, maybe, I don't know. That fight was awesome.
It was. Yeah. And I would assume that was fight of the night. I don't know if it is, but I'm sure his thinking going into that is like, well, if I win a fight of the night bonus, like that might be more than what his win bonus would have been.
Hey, what if he and Gaethje talked before this fight, like months ago before they trained, and Gaethje was like, I've been just waiting for somebody just to go in there and just like, hey, let's just beat the fuck out of each other.
It'll be fun.
People will love it. He said he takes it, when he came out, Gaethje came out, they said he takes it as a personal insult if he doesn't win fight of the night or something like that. And what if Chandler was just like, yeah, let's go do it? That's awesome if that was the case. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Now, Edgar's face looked a lot worse.
Yeah. Ugh.
But Chandler's face was so beat up.
Battered.
All right, let's overreact around the internet and let's get out of here.
Hell yeah.
Tony, you said you're making a pick on tonight's game.
Yep, I am.
Let's go.
You said you're picking a team on tonight's game?
Sure.
I think we know.
Immunized! Oh, look who's
Is he just scared
immunized.
he's scared to pick against the Steelers because he thinks everyone will turn against him?
No. If I pick, no matter what side I pick on this game, if I do, the Steelers will lose.
What?
Hey, he is a guy that hasn't taken off his
But you know,
cowboy hat.
though,
We know what
Diggs,
Tony
you know
loves.
that whatever your feelings are in this game, it has no effect on
No!
That's your opinion.
You don't
You know what?
understand the
Honestly,
universe.
I take that back. I actually take that back because if there's a game, say there's a team I really want to win a game, I feel like if I watch the game, I can control it a little bit. If I'm not watching the game, I have no control and I have no, I can't do anything.
Well, and also, I mean, to your point of it not mattering, I've tried to say that to my friends that have been fans or whatever, and I assume you feel this way as well as somebody who has had to play in these games that get scrutinized like this. I try to tell them, like, hey, I have no idea whether or not I'm going to hit a good ball or not, okay? If you're wearing the same fucking underwear or T-shirt, I don't know if that's going to change how Andrew Luck is going to play today. I don't know if that's going to change. But then they start getting into the deep. You don't know how the universe works. You don't know how maybe the universe wants to pick and choose who it punishes at certain times whenever you decide to change something that has been working. You have no idea. And I'm like, I guess that is one way to look at it. And that's why they'll never change their ways. Tone has felt like this for a long time. And Tone is also a guy who wore the same T-shirt to watch Steelers games for 15 years straight.
And my dad has made pepperoni rolls every single day, and they haven't lost since, so I made sure that he's going to stick to it.
Hey, Coach.
Come on. Don't make them.
Hey, gabagool.
Gabagool, Coach.
Not the gabagool. Not the gabagool.
No, the pepperoni. Yeah, the
pepperoni.
Could put some gabagool in there.
Hey, why not sprinkle a little gabagool?
With some
Oh, a little
mozzarella.
mozzarella, a little pepperoni. Now look at the gabagool.
You're born, AJ. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. What exactly is gabagool?
All right, that's embarrassing.
Jeez, come on.
You would never understand. If you have to ask now, you would never understand.
I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but I would have guessed that I'm probably more Italian than you are.
Whoa.
No, you're not.
Because you are no parts Italian.
You have no idea. You have no.
Put your hands down, for real. Put your hands behind your back.
No, you have no idea. All right, I can't put my hands behind my back. You know why? Because I'm so fucking Italian. All right, that's why things start to happen. The hands start flying. With that being said, I don't know what 23andMe told me or told you, but whenever you were literally baptized by us fucking Italians your entire life, there's a little osmosis. Us, yeah, 23. There's a little osmosis that takes place. And what I'm saying is, through that osmosis process, at some point you would hear somebody say one particular word, but they would say it in such a fashion that it actually sounded like a gabagoo. And you would know what that actually means and how we got to there.
I mean, yeah, your whole fascination with the Italian culture and everything is really, I enjoy it. I really do.
Hey, you should see how much I enjoy it. I fucking love it. It is fascinating, man. They're the best, dude. Yeah. The Italians are literally don't get talked about enough. Great. They are their own community completely. I mean, it is its own thing. And I was lucky to grow up right in the fucking middle of all this.
It's capicola age.
Yeah, it's capicola. It's a meat. Capicola is a meat.
You wouldn't
Like
get
gabagool.
I used to go, I got plenty of buddies that live like in the Youngstown area, so when I go visit them and hang out with all the Italians, it's awesome. I always have a great time.
Yeah, there's a lot of Italians in Youngstown as well because the Italian population is dense in Youngstown, Ohio. You show up there, guess what's going to be? Probably going to be a good underground boxing scene.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some sort of boxing scene going on. Pizza's going to be unbelievable.
Yep. Fazoli's on every corner.
Nope. Good blue collar work, though.
Yeah, I didn't know what Mickey Mouse Fazoli's was until I moved to this fucking
give it
place.
up.
You've been a Fazoli's, dude.
love it.
Never
You
been
don't like the
there.
breadsticks?
Yeah, piping hot every time. Bottomless.
To be clear, I didn't know Fazoli's existed until I moved out here as well. Beggars can't be choosers, though. There's no other Italians making much Italian food out here. Fazoli, the Fazoli family, they do well out
They're
here.
not even. That's not even a real fucking name.
The Fazoli family?
They made it up.
Oh shit!
This place is so Mickey Mouse. It used to be called Grazzi's, which
Grazie.
the fucking Mickey Mouse Midwesterners were confusing Grazzi's with Gretzky's, so they thought it was a fucking Wayne Gretzky restaurant.
No!
So they changed the name to fucking Fazoli's. This Mickey Mouse fake Italian
Gretzky at a
restaurant is the worst
Gretzky
place
Italian?
on planet Earth. End it all.
Hey, they got some good gabagool.
They do.
But it does sound like
The gravy recipe actually has been, it's
It's
from the
not.
old country.
It
It's
is.
from,
No,
yeah,
I think it's from Gretzky's. actually. That's crazy. I did not know that it's just hey, let's pick some random.
Yep.
I played soccer a couple times with a lot of a team that had a bunch of Italians on it.
A lot of Gretzky's.
A lot of Grazies out there. McAfee though.
Yeah.
Like imagine if I opened a McAfee and just had it be an Italian restaurant. That's kind of what happened with Fazoli, just absolutely creating an Italian name.
I'm still not so sure that the Fazoli's isn't directly from the old country.
It's not.
I'm pretty sure that it is.
Yep.
It's the most authentic gravy I've ever had.
Yeah, the president's name is Carl Howard. That's the most Italian.
Yeah, Carl Howard.
No, well, initially his name was Carl T. Howard Zelli, and he had to fucking
It was
change
Howard
it.
Dini. It was Howard Dini. You would never understand.
Yeah. Ellis Island, they change it.
Americanize everything.
Thanks,
Right,
Ellis
bullshit.
Island.
That's unbelievable, though, if it was just a made-up Italian name. What's the most Italian shit we can find? Fazoli.
Fazoli, ravioli.
Yeah, they'll get it. They'll fucking get it. That's wild. I don't like that they did that to us.
No, you guys are out here fucking peddling it.
No, I just eat there because the
no.
Fazoli family, I thought.
Yeah.
Trying to support the Fazoli
How
family.
do they do that to us? I can't believe it.
What do you know about us? Huh?
I did do the 23andMe thing a while back. I didn't go check my records to see where I'm at.
It's an email. I'm sure you'll be able to find it quickly. If you have any of the boot in you, okay, you can speak differently, I guess. But until then, this guy is not in the Italian club.
Yeah, watch it.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, how is the Italian club going? We had our bocce tournament yet, or?
I think bocce season's over. I haven't heard.
How'd we do?
I assume they will. I assume they won.
You're fucking right, Gabagool. What's the next thing for the Italian club? Big Christmas, I bet.
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, who knows? Because, Jesus and the whole history there.
What about it?
Well, he was killed by the Italians.
Yeah.
7 fishes.
Let's go to some overreactions. We don't have enough time to dive into that, don't we? Kev email. Hey, hope everything's all right, Kev.
Stay safe, Kev.
Stay positive. Eric B at Kev_emo. Bills Mafia here. How you doing? Bills O-line stinks. Bills play calling in the red zone stinks. Buffalo has no fire or discipline. They might lose the division to the Patriots, and if that team shows up next week, they are going Dahn to the Jets. Hashtag PMS Overreaction Monday. Hey, Emo Kev. Hey, that's a good overreaction there.
Here we go. All right, Kev.
You know, everybody's talking about the play call, and Daboll is going to be a head coach somewhere soon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Red zone, I think, there was some stat last week. Josh Allen had some ridiculous, absurd touchdown ratio in the red zone. They did have an absolutely atrocious day against a bad football team. But I appreciate your overreaction, and I don't think now is the time to quit on the Bills wagon.
I would expect them to be back next week. They're playing the Jets. That's a bounce back game, absolutely, for me.
What's early line on that, Gumpy? What's early line?
12
on Buffalo 15. Bills' revenge after getting embarrassed by Urban Meyer in the chop house against the New York Jets, who are on their 7th quarterback.
I sent you a picture.
13 and a half, my friend. 13 and a half. The Buffalo Bills are favored by.
That is not enough. That is not enough. They are going to need more. I wonder if that's going to go up or go down.
Who's the Jets quarterback?
Well, if Mike White, who was allegedly good by the end of the game, he just had I think this has happened to people before. It's probably happened to you before. You get like a bruise or like a Charlie horse type thing, and then it shoots some sort of like a pins and needles feeling down your arm into your hand, and you can't feel your fingers. I think
it's usually like your elbow funny bone type thing, though, and it usually goes away.
Yeah, and I guess it did go away, but it wasn't until the game was over. All, I guess, third, fourth quarter or second quarter, Mike White was trying to get back in the game because he started very good. Coming out of a 405-yard game the week beforehand against the Bengals, Magic Mike fucking White Lightning came out smooth, confident against a Colts defense that is very good. I mean, at the end, they gave up a lot. They need to not do that. Josh Johnson threw for a bunch, but he looked good early, and it was an oh-no situation. That hit on his arm, allegedly, they were trying to get him back in there, He couldn't get back in until the game was over. Am I accurately depicting what probably happened to him? That is probably what happened, right?
Couldn't grip the ball.
That's kind of rare, though, that it's something that it'll go away. Normally, if you get hit like that, your elbow, you may need Tommy John surgery. You may tear that tendon. That's what quarterbacks worry about a lot. The fact that it's not as serious, I think they should feel good about it.
And Tommy John is like the Achilles. He wouldn't be able to pinch his fingers if it happened to him down there?
I think so.
Like Big Ben.
Oh, Tommy John, you're just done.
And is that a tendon? Tommy John's a surgery to make it better, but is it a tendon in the elbow?
I think it's some kind of torn tendon or ligament inside there. And however, they have to reattach or bring another one in to attach. I don't know exact how it works. I know it's just a serious recovery.
I don't think Magic Mike is looking at Tommy John surgery, so I think he'll probably be back, but it doesn't matter. Josh Allen and the boys are going to heat up.
I thought when Big Ben went through it, there's like 5 ligaments that go from your fingers to your elbow, and he tore like 3 of them or something like that.
Jeez Louise. So each finger has its own tendon?
I think, if I
that
remember
goes down
correctly.
the humerus bone down here to the elbow joint, which leads into the biceroptis here.
Of course.
Let's go to the next overreaction. Look at us, health show.
Let's go.
Friday, allegedly we weren't a health show.
No.
This is from Chris, Irish Chris VA. Let's assume this Irish fellow's from Virginia.
Good guy.
Hey, Irish Chris, they say. He probably was in a pretty Italian community as well, if I could add to guess. You Italian, us Italians.
In Virginia.
Saying Irish Chris over there. Go talk to Irish Chris. He's got the potatoes.
Nobody talked to him.
Whoa.
What are you talking about? Irish Chris VA says, did the Browns get a penicillin shot from the Odell virus, or are the Bengals just getting cold due to not having an outdoor practice facility? Ooh. Hey, Irish Chris, I ain't never seen a home run in a tweet before. Here it is right here, Irish Chris in Virginia. I love that. Maybe the Bengals do need an indoor practice facility. Maybe they need to be on a level playing field as everybody else that's in the multi-billion-dollar industry of the NFL. Or maybe they're just going through a little bit right now, and hopefully they'll be able to get back on the other side. Their defense is problematic. I mean, the defense is not a strong point. They're going to have to figure that out, especially in the AFC North. But the Browns heating up without Odell Beckham Jr. is insane to me. It's 2 years in a row now. I wonder what it could possibly be behind the scenes.
I mean, eventually, don't you think Odell and Baker, people will, after the season maybe, they'll get the whole story out on what exactly went on in Cleveland this year?
So it will linger, right? Somebody will.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe, I don't know, week of the Super Bowl or something when a lot of different players are going around talking. Maybe they'll shed some light on it, as they say.
Maybe on Radio Row down there.
Yeah, be able to spot some interactions.
Are you going to be at Radio Row, you?
If you're going, I'm going to be there, yeah.
Oh, are we going?
I want to go. I think it'll be fun.
Oh, are we going?
Are we?
Breaking news.
It's L.A., right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, L.A.
California.
Oh, City of Stars.
Pencil time.
Oh, wow, all the bright lights.
Hollywood.
Why, of course, do I want to go there?
I don't know what they're saying about you. I'm caught up in the. Are we gonna be at Radio Row? Like, is that SoFi Stadium? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's not a dome. It's not a dome.
It won't be at SoFi.
You don't think so? They have the.
Radio Row's never like at the stadium. It'll be somewhere connected, possibly, if there is.
Yeah, but no stadium SoFi. Have you fucking seen that place? They have an entire television.
I mean, that'd be maybe they would. Do they have enough space? You think to have Radio Row there all week?
Bro, have you seen the canopy, that metal canopy that they have over that thing? That place is huge.
Actually, they'll probably work a lot of it outdoors too, won't they? Because of COVID and all that.
Oh, and also LA. You'd hope that LA would be able to do it. I'm not sure where it'll be, but are we going to be there? Do you know something I don't know?
I assume we were. I thought we talked about this months and months ago.
Oh, did we?
Really?
Did that get okay? Do we know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. If it did, you guys should get those media passes and go on the field when all those guys show
Oh,
up.
on the Tuesday, Media Tuesday.
I won't be there for that, but
Klein.
I'd like to be there to rest.
Your schedule? You already know your schedule.
You want to go to opening night, as they call it now?
No, I would not be there.
You want to dress up like a clown and go ask
I
questions?
ain't a clown.
You're a clown.
No, I don't think I would go to that when push came to shove. I would probably end up saying, oh, man, not going to be able to make it. Somebody else should go. But I'm not as open about it as you. You first thought, you were like, I'm not going to that. No way. Hell no. I didn't even got a chance to turn it down yet before you've already shaped the narrative in my mind that would be a terrible night. That would be
That's just not my specialty. That's not my specialty to try to butt in there and ask questions with 700 people around.
Oh, and imagine how tight it's all going to be. What about COVID?
Oh, in California, I'm sure the restrictions are going to be sweet.
Oh, we probably won't even get past this. We won't even have to act like we want to go.
True.
That's good. Anyways, are we going?
Are we going?
We might not be allowed to go because we gave the platform to Aaron to give misinformation. Don't you think they might come at you like that?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that could go into this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a lot that could go into this.
Yeah.
I think we're going, though, yeah.
We're going?
We're going?
California.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I think we're going to have pretty good.
Nice little setup.
I think so.
Really?
I don't know. Lucky.
Hey, how lucky was the NFL that the Super Bowl was in Florida last year?
Yeah. I mean, that's
Wasn't
because
it-
Florida was wide open.
Wasn't it supposed to be in California and they moved it to Florida?
No, Tampa, remember?
No,
So-
I
I mean, this is done years out, though.
Yeah. Oh, so what are you saying?
I thought it was.
We got to get to a break. We don't have time to get into it. But yeah, they got very lucky that it was in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
They would have moved it to Florida, though, to Diggs's point, if it wasn't last year, because that's kind of what was going on. UFC was down there. I guess Texas also. Texas probably would have made a run at it.
True.
They had the Rangers, that whole situation.
It was moved.
One more what was that?
It was supposed to be in LA. It was moved to Tampa.
Oh, really?
Okay.
SoFi.
Before the year? And then they just switched? Was Tampa supposed to be this year? Or did they fuck it up and they had to redo everything?
Imagine those people that had, the years that go into working on the Super Bowl to host it. That had to be crazy.
The Super Bowl host committees that have to put together entire pitch decks?
Oh, it's because the stadium was not going to be completed in time to host the game. So that's why they moved it.
Okay. So it wasn't because of COVID. They just happened to get lucky that old Kroenke was like, how much is it supposed to be? Let's go 10X. Yeah. Let's go 10X. Yeah, let's make that canopy be the largest metal canopy of all time. But if there is a storm, we still have to delay the game.
Absurd.
All right, we got to go.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, I'm about to piss my pants. That is one. Because we powered through it the last end of the hour.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Yeah, you're right.
It was a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Thank you for the overreactions. They were incredible. Thank you to old Kev and everybody that did that. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody that tuned in today. You're the greatest. We'll be back manana with an Aaron Rodgers Tuesday that I assume will be talked about for a long time.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to put my Cronkite hat on tomorrow. I'm going to law school tonight. I'm going to punch the numbers.
What?
And I'll make sure we get nothing but statistically backed facts tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
But I would like to be known that it seems like Stats is playing for all teams right
That's
now.
right. Fickle.
Make sure you punch those numbers tonight.
I will. I'm going to pay attention to everything. I'm going to read everything I possibly can. I'm going to do what I have to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to do what I have to do. So tomorrow is much different. And tomorrow we save the world.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
See you all in 20 hours and 20 minutes. Tomorrow we're saving the world.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to have to read a lot.
What?
Between now and then.
You better get to it. Yeah, you better get home.
Everybody knows that's what I do, though.
Reach out to Pelissero.
I'll reach out to him. I'll ask him to send over some
the Neuralink.
couple things I need to see. I'm going to call all the people that know everything about everything.
Yep.
Smart.
And I'm going to ask them to send me the books that I need to read before tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have it figured out so that we have a good conversation.
Nice. Here.
Who are some of those people?
Well, see, then that gets into it. I'm gonna have somebody send me a book on who the people actually are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna reach out to the people and I'm gonna say, hey, what is the stuff that I should know? And I'm gonna get into it tomorrow. Look for that tomorrow. It's gonna be a good day. Thanks to Darius Rucker for joining us. He didn't know. I guess we broke some news that was supposed to be broken next week.
Nice.
That's good because he thought he was gonna be on next week. Came on to say hello in the middle of the golf round. Shut up. Darius Butler from upstate New York. We appreciate you, D-Boy.
Yeah, D-Boy.
And everybody that watch and listen, we'll see you manana. Cheers.